Mm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Press Box. Happy 2024. The gang's all here. We're not about to listen. As much as I want to talk about welcome back, fellas, and get into it and all of that, it's time to set the tone. The NFL playoffs was crazy. Every underdog is looking like a juggernaut, it seems like. And let's just set the tone with one of the biggest upsets of the weekend, the Cowboys, fellas. First of all, one of the, in my opinion, boys, worst playoff loss of their tenure as an organization. The Cowboys get upset by the Green Bay Packers at home. What are the next steps for the Cowboys going forward? And what changes need to be made? So, since Trent was last year's champion to end this show, we'll let Trent kick off the new season.
Up in hand.
The spinner U.S. belt is crazy.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
so the champ is here, the former champion, so I think it's only right that he's kicked the show off. Trent, what do you make of the Cowboys versus the Packers, and what is Jerry Jones and that front office going to do going forward?
What's it like, bro? Like, of course, me and you, we were actually trying to give them a little bit of optimism. We tried it, even though we know the Cowboys is they do all this and then they just fold. So, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's to the point, bro. I think Dakota got to go. I think Dak might have to go. Like, you keep having these top offenses. You keep having these. How many winning seasons they got? They got so many winning seasons, and then they just can't get over the hump. Maybe you might have to try to make a blockbuster trade, go do something, because it feels like once we get into the moment, he just choked. This is his best year of his career. I think probably by far. And then you throw 2 pick sixes or something like that, just playing dog or like how he look all the time. So I think like as long like what G Baby said, bro. As long as Jerry Jones is there, bro, them Cowboys, man, they curse, bro. They curse. So, I think Dakota got to go, bro. That's my fault. I think Dakota might have to go.
So, G Baby, since he mentioned you, piggyback off that, bro.
Look, all I'm gonna say is this: what I'm about to say is gonna be a trend throughout this entire show. But I don't care about your 12 wins. I don't care that you won the division. I don't care that you've won double-digit games since you've been the head coach. I don't, because one, your organization in history, even though it ain't won since 1997 or whatever it was, your organization in history is about championships. You came here knowing it's about championships. You guys had a roster. I had people, even though he got hurt this year, I had people telling me Trayvon Diggs was top 5. I had people telling me Stephon Gilmore was like that. We had people on this platform tell us Micah Parsons is going to be the next Aaron Donald. So you got the roster. You got the personnel. Offensively, CeeDee Lamb. But hooping till he got to Jair. Hooping, though. Balling, top 10 receiver. Mike McCarthy fired Kellen Moore because he wanted to run the ball more and ended up running the ball less than what Kellen Moore did. How many more excuses can we find? And not only that, you let Jordan Love, who has been balling the second half of the season, found his groove, because I'm very much it's not about how you start, it's how you finish kind of guy. Ball in the second half of the season. Y'all let him go into Jerry's world and look like the next Aaron Rodgers? Like, don't get me wrong. I saw the Cowboys blow a 21-point lead to Matt Flynn back in the day. So I know the Packers own them. However, that's despicable. That's despicable. Again, like I said to start this statement, we're going to see this trend going on throughout the whole show. All of these teams that got blown out, specifically blown out, every team that got blown out, were all their weaknesses that they were showing in the regular season all got highlighted. The only teams that didn't get blown out, believe it or not, was the Rams and the Lions. And they was actually both trending in the right direction coming into the playoff. Cowboys, well, I'll get to the other teams later, but Cowboys, y'all was kind of looking a little iffy when you got here. You was looking a little iffy when you got here. Then you get there. Now, I thought they would lose. I never believed in them. I always thought they would lose. Like that, though, game? Like that? Like, think about this. Dak Prescott had his best season, like Trent said, and his worst playoff performance. Like that, like you can't make this up. I know Stephen A was a meme about it. I know he has that little jingle and everything. But that's one of the few things he stays spot on with. Like, you can't make this up. How do you do all of this? And let's be real. Even though I like what the Packers are doing, LaFleur is showing that he's actually wasn't just the Aaron Rodgers merchant. He's actually showing to be a quality coach. Bro, there's no way, Stephon Gilmore, you can't cook like that game. There's no way you getting cooked like I'm sorry. There's no way you're getting cooked like he got burned twice. Which is lazy, like literally just being lazy. And my goodness, do NFL players not just forget how to tackle once they get there? Like, do secondary NFL players just forget the aspect of tackling? Because it's ridiculous. All day, can't tackle. Oh, last thing I'm going to say, shout out El Paso, Texas. Aaron Jones, El Paso, Texas legend. 915, we repping El Paso, man. Way to do that to us. No. You don't understand. People don't make it from El Paso. Okay, people don't make it from El Paso.
I'll let it slide.
Go ahead, Lonnie. Go ahead, Lonnie.
WW.
Go ahead, Lonnie. Go ahead, Lonnie.
You know, Trent almost had me fooled because the way he was talking about Dak all year. Because I thought I was tripping for a while, even though because he was balling on the Panthers, he was balling on the Chargers. Because when I was saying like, oh, maybe trade for Kyler, y'all were acting like I was crazy. Now that don't look so bad. I think Kyler on that team. But when it comes to that game, like they show that their run defense is trash. Like they need linebackers. That run defense is trash. Now Aaron Jones was leading the league in rushing in the last like 3 games, so he was on a roll. But that still doesn't make up for like what actually happened that game. That was Dak. Like I care about what you do when the moments matter, not just the play. When the moments matter,
Hold on, Lonnie. Hold on. Yo.
What's happening, fellas?
Come on now. Come on, brother. Communication. Just communication, though. You gotta communicate. Communication. You have my phone number. Communication. Come on, let's just nip it in the bud right now. You dig? Just communication. We going yes, sir. We don't gotta apologize. Just communication. Lonnie, finish up.
No, so I was saying like. No, that run defense, like the way that they were playing. Also, next year, Darren Bland and Trevon Diggs. If I'm the offensive coordinator of the team, I'm scared. But if Dan Quinn stays, I'm also scared because one drive they might get a pick 6. The other drive, the next 3 drives, they're gonna get blown out. So the whole Dan Quinn, I feel like needs to go at this point. McCarthy needs to go. They need new linebackers. They need a decent defensive tackle. And DeMarcus Lawrence is only going to get older, so they might need to get another pass rusher too. But hey, this might sound crazy, but if they really want to start over, I say trade Dak, maybe a few firsts, maybe go get Caleb. I'm just saying.
You don't have to.
I don't think that'll happen.
Go ahead, Random. Go ahead.
That game was the kind of game where Jerry Jones like pulls a hip. Punching airs because throw the game away, throw the coaches away, throw the stadium away, throw the film away, throw the fans away. It was J-Rob, you said it. This is maybe the worst playoff loss in the entirety of the Dallas Cowboys history. And I got 2 stats for y'all. Since AT&T Stadium opened, the Green Bay Packers are undefeated in AT&T Stadium. Whether it's Matt Flynn, whether it's Aaron Rodgers, whether it's Jordan Love. Hell, Bama, throw a goddamn Packer jersey on. Get on out there and beat them too. This is
got more wins than the Cowboys.
Look at it. Look at this. The Green Bay Packers are 8-0 against the Cowboys in AT&T Stadium. They are 3-0 in the playoffs in AT&T Stadium. That's more than the Cowboys got since they built that giant TV screen up there.
They call that Jerry World?
They call it Jerry World. And this is one of those
World.
Lambeau World.
Lambeau World. Lambeau too.
This is one of those kind of losses where Jerry Jones, you need to look at yourself and really ask yourself some honest questions. You think Jim Harbaugh coming to coach this team? No, because you there. You think Bill Belichick coming to coach this team? No, because you there. You think Mike Vrabel gonna come coach this team? No, because you're there. You can pick all the great players you want. And Micah Parsons, I'm still waiting for your podcast, by the way. Because hey, it's easy to talk bad about Brock Purdy when you at the crib. Because guess what? Jordan Love was out there looking like Aaron Rodgers. Like people was getting so wide open, like to the point where I'm a receiver and I was insulted by the defense that they played yesterday. I was insulted because that's or Sunday because that's rude. And how are you? And then guess what, Cowboys fans? Jerry Jones gonna sell you the same thing the next year. Well, guess what? It's gonna be week 3. Y'all just beat the Giants, and you're gonna be like, "This is our year again." And that's why I thought.
Who was Jordan Love looking like again?
This hold on, let me finish this and I'm gonna stop. That's why I fought back against when you and when Trent and J-Rob were like the 49ers are the California Cowboys. Them California Cowboys ain't losing like that.
Oh no, wait. They still are.
Let's not get into a whole change of subject. Let's not get into a whole change of subject.
No.
Let's just finish your point.
Okay, so that's why I'm saying throw everything away and start over. Trade Dak. Chicago's kind of dumb enough to maybe do it because they've done something dumb before. Trade Dak. Get a whole new coaching staff. Jerry Jones, hire GM, bro. You 75. You don't need this kind of stress in your life. I don't know. Just start over. Start over. You still gonna make money. Start over.
Can I say one thing?
Go ahead, King.
Man, you know I'm just a host, bro. I'm gonna just give it right back to y'all. Man, I just want to start off by saying, look at God, man.
Oh God!
Because in the midst of all the suffering I was going through, Nick Saban left, Isaiah Bonds leaves, Caleb Downs leaving, the Dolphins. Did y'all see how Tyreek Hill got jammed in the second quarter? That's how I saw that. I said, bro, he went for Cancun, he said, and he got jammed. I was just like, wow. Cowboy fans posting me all on their page. Ha, 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 laughing, pointing at me. I was like, bro, y'all still got a game to play. 48-16. And then guess what Cowboy fans do? They leave group chats. They block you. They don't answer no calls. They were who we thought they were 31 years ago. The Marines looking a little bit more rusty. Every year they bring it up. What Cowboy fans bring up the Giants? We got more rings together. We got the most rings in the NFC East. The Marines is getting a lot more rusty. Years and years go by. I'm finna let you know. The first step into making that team good, check Jerry Jones into a retirement home ASAP. To yesterday. Y'all should have did that yesterday. Check him into a retirement home. Put him in the dementia ward. Let his son Steven Jones run the team because, listen, he saved that franchise in 2014 or 2012, something like that. They was about to get Johnny Manziel, and he made them get Zach Martin. Saved a whole franchise with just that one pick. Let him call the shots. Get rid of Dak because what is he making? 38 million, 37 million?
Bama,
I thought he was scheduled to make 60.
It's going to be up too.
Bama,
you don't want 50.
Wait, hold on.
He's scheduled to make 60. That's what everybody keeps talking about. He's scheduled to get 60.
He's up for another extension, Bama.
So
that's why they want to spread the money.
Is he a free agent this year?
I think he's free agent next year.
I think he's a free agent next year, but you want to get the extension.
But you're either going to extend him or trade him this year. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, play Trey Lance.
Get rid of that. Stop drafting all of these irrelevant draft picks. Dan Quinn got to go because him versus the Niners. I have no clue. I really have no clue why. I mean, not the Niners, but the Packers. Dan Quinn versus the Packers is just. I have no clue what's wrong with that dude. So yeah, start with all those. But I say the number one thing: check Jerry Jones into a retirement home. Sierra Oaks. Nice. They got nice people over there. You should look into that.
Holy smokes. That was awesome.
Hey, look at God, man. Look at what God did for Bama.
Riddell, go ahead,
man. As y'all could tell, special occasion. Press Box is back. 2024. We dress to impress. It's only on occasion, so don't worry about me seeing in the
Boy, look
Super
good.
Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Boy.
I will say this for the Packers and Cowboys game. The Packers, I do want to give some credit. I've always liked Jaden Reed. Romeo Dobbs, he just needed the opportunity, and he went absolutely crazy. So shout out to that receiving core moving forward. They're really talented core. And I don't even talk about Deontay Wicks and the 2 rookie tight ends. Like, really, really good weapons. And shout out Jordan Love. He impressed me. I'm stamping him. He impressed me. So with that said, the Cowboys, they told me to trust the Cowboys. They told me to trust Dak Prescott. I've been on this timing from week 1 that this team, by the time the playoffs, we know what to expect. And I think I'm getting to understand what's going on. They have the talent. Y'all brought up a lot of great things. They have the talent. The problem is that once they get in the playoffs and that star is on their helmet, their confidence drops. They're worried about every single thing. That's what Dak Prescott looked to me. He didn't feel like that confident guy in the regular season beating up on terrible teams. He looked like, man, if I make a mistake, they're going to kill me in the media. That's what it looked like. That defense with Micah Parsons, he was chatting a lot. Random was talking about it on his podcast. He was talking a lot of smack. But when the lights get brightest, he folded. And of course, I don't want to do this, but CeeDee Lamb, best receiver in football. Nasty drops. So the problem with the Cowboys is that light is too bright for anybody that wears a star. What do? Jerry Jones got to get out of here, bro. He's putting too much pressure on this team. You need to get him out of here. He needs to stop talking to the media and then just make it seem like it's a different team moving forward, because this star is never winning a championship. It's barely making it to the conference championship. It's a wrap. I expected it, so it is what it is.
Jalen?
All right, let's bring some sense into this real quick. You can understand, it's real cute. The whole Cowboys going to Cowboy. They always fail in the bright lights. I get that. It's very true, 100%. But we got to get to the facts here in the sensitive. Yeah, I know, but we got to get to the facts here too and think about it. This offense was the best offense in the league, definitely a top 3 offense in the league. This defense, bad game, top 3 defense in the league. Some people say the best. We'll say top 3 defense in the league. When you have that much talent, you don't blow it up. You don't rebuild. The pieces are there. What this game was simply, when you have that much talent and you fall short to this level, is a lack of leadership. That's the problem with this team. So the fact that the coaching change needs to happen is 100% what needs to happen. The coach's got to go. A new coaching regime got to get in there. 2, in terms of a player to add, when you give up those early touchdowns like these guys did, and you get down, but when you're down 2 touchdowns, when you're down 3 touchdowns, you need a guy almost like a Ray Lewis, Troy Polamalu, a JJ Watt, a guy just call a timeout, get the team. Guys, we that team. We going to win this. We can still get down. No one did that for them. Parsons is still young. Gilmore was not that guy. They have the talent. They don't have a guy to, when things go rough, a guy to make a play for them. That wasn't there. Same in the offensive end. Tony Pollard's great. Dak Prescott is still a good quarterback. CeeDee Lamb is still him. They need a guy to make a play. CD couldn't make that play. This game, when they were down a couple touchdowns, was 1 touchdown away from let's get the confidence up. That one guy can really bring it back up. That's the difference between these great players like we see, whether it's the Brady's, when they were down against the Atlanta Falcons. He was that guy. You know what? We ain't going to lose. He ain't going to lose. And he made a play, and his teammates rocked with him. So what the problem with the whole problem with one, Jerry Jones not going away. We don't love to see. Do I agree with you? Jerry Jones needs to go. Yes, but we understand who Jerry Jones is. He's not leaving. He loves the cameras. He loves this team. He's going to be running the show. in terms of trading Dak Prescott, look, again, great to say, but are you really going to get a quarterback that's going to be better than Dak Prescott when you have this much talent? Again, it's not a rebuild. You still have a window to win championships. You still have that window. So again, the Kyler Murray thing, that's cool. I get it. I think it could be cool, see what he can do, but it's not a guarantee. You don't know what's going to happen with Kyler Murray. I don't even know if people want Dak Prescott like that. You may be in a situation where what you're able to get for him is not what he's worth. Whether you like him or not, he still had a quality MVP caliber season this year, and you're not going to get the return for him that you need. So what needs to happen is you're going to rock with the kind of this core, but bring in a couple pieces. Remember when the Broncos lost that Super Bowl like 50-30, whatever it was against Seahawks? We understood the talent was there offensively with Peyton Manning and the boys. They fixed that defense. They got the new coach in there. and they ran it back. They won themselves a championship. You get some
4
coaches
years
in
later,
there.
Jalen.
Hold on. I'm not.
Wait. Don't interrupt him. Don't interrupt him. Go
You
ahead.
get a coach in there who maybe has Super Bowl shit, maybe won a Super Bowl. That'd be great. But get a coach in there who understands winning. Get the coaching staff right, and get 1 or 2 key guys on the defense side of our offense. It's a guy who's going to make that play and be a leader on the field. Because the talent that they have is too good to give up on. You're not blowing up this team. You're not rebuilding. That's just ridiculous.
Go ahead, Bama. Before Early go. Early, we're gonna let you go, Bama. Go ahead. What you want to say?
So I just got a quick question to rebuttal that because it sounds good and you looking pretty strong, brother. I see you over there in the weight room. Hey, shouts out. But my question to you, wasn't Jason Garrett and Rod Marinelli? They had like a 12-4 season up in there, 13-3 seasons up in there, and guess what they did? Smoke the playoffs. Then they tried to go with what wasn't it? Bill Parcells a second time, right before them, and wasn't it Rob Ryan? And guess what happened? Tripped up, grabbed him right at choke. So the Cowboys have shown you since Jerry Bartholomew Jones have taken over. No matter who's the coach,
That's crazy.
they gonna forever choke, bro. So that's Wade Phillips. That's what it was. That's what it right. Duke, appreciate you. It was Wade Phillips. Yes, it was Wade Phillips with DeMarcus Ware and all them, bro. They had like a 13-3 season up in there, bro.
Joe in a playoff game.
Bro, like 11 Pro Bowlers. They had like 11 Pro Bowlers on defense.
Yeah, you choke against them Giants. That's
That's why. Didn't win a playoff game.
You got that talent.
So
you're missing that
showed 3
leadership.
different coaches. We showed 3 different coaches.
I want Early to go though.
We know what Mike McCarthy was. Mike McCarthy is a puppet. He's a puppet. So now you finna use him as a scapegoat again and say, "Oh, it's not the coach. We know who's the. We said he was a puppet when he got the job. So now you can't put the coach on the. You can't put the blame on the coach when we initially hired him. We said he was a puppet. So we got to point the finger at the puppeteer, which is Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones.
Go ahead, Early.
Go ahead, Early.
Apologize for being late, fellas. Let me say this. Hey, guys, we're back. Press box. Did you miss me? Listen, let me say this. Only one here that really talks facts. At the end of the day, they are who we thought they were, in the words of Dennis Green. I remember a time when I was told the Cowboys was legit. I remember a time where I was told Jordan Love is a legit quarterback. Random. And all comes true in the end. Who lasts the loudest. Now, the thing about the Cowboys is so funny is that it don't matter who you get there. I say, it don't matter who you get there. You think Bill Belichick coming in with Jerry Jones? You think Nick Saban coming in? I don't care if Jesus came to the Cowboys. As long as Jerry Jones is alive and living, there is nothing you can do about that team. And until Jerry Jones admits the truth that he was with that racism when them kids was going to school, we saw you, Jerry. We saw your picture, Jerry.
I agree with
we saw
you.
Your
That
picture. You said, I was just spectating. Why was you there,
That's
Jerry?
crazy.
You spectating what? You spectating racism?
That was crazy. That was crazy.
Bro, he said it was a barbecue. He said it was a barbecue going on, and he said it smelled good. He was just trying to see.
He was spectating. I wanted to see what was
That
going
boy
on.
was
Nigga,
standing on his tippy toes in that
you
picture
was
early.
right. Until you do right by the black people, you will never win a goddamn Super Bowl again. Okay? That's first and foremost, Jerry. Okay? Now, I just want to talk about this. That was never legit. We always knew it. But Jordan Love. Ladies and gentlemen, Jordan Love. The back of the game, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait. Early. I want you. We have a Jordan Love topic. I need you to tell us about these boys. Answer my question about the Cowboys. Yeah, please. I promise you'll be able to talk about Jordan Love. I promise you will. Talk to me about the Cowboys.
There is nothing until Jerry Jones decides to just walk away. Ain't nothing that can be done. I don't care what defense you get. I don't care what offense you get. I watched Bill Parcells when he was there try to change the culture of the Cowboys, and he was doing a damn good job of it. But you know who stopped him? Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones will not relinquish the power to anybody. Again, I'm hearing, what Bill Belichick can do it. Bill Belichick that once he couldn't get everything he wanted, he left. You think Bill Belichick and that'd be a 2-week period. By week 3, Bill Belichick is out the door. Jerry Jones can't take that type of masculinity. Bill Belichick, that's a man. No funny. That's a grown man. Bill, listen, Jerry Jones has shown you time and time again he overhypes the Cowboys. I don't know why Owner even has a podcast or radio show. I don't even know if Jerry Jones really know ball, y'all. I'm be honest with you. He just be talking to talk. Anytime they good, he tell you they're going to Super Bowl. He said this is the best team they had since 95. Jesus Christ, Jerry. 48 to 16 to the Packers. You couldn't name a receiver on the Packers before that game. You could say, hey, Verdell, you lying. You starting the show lying. I ain't never heard you preach the Packers receivers. Now all of a sudden you know everybody's name.
I told you about
Dobbs
Baby
fan. You a Reed fan.
I told you about Baby Diggs.
I've definitely been on the Jaden Reed train. Stop it.
The Cowboys are who we thought they were. Their linebackers were too small. They couldn't take the run. We all said this. Michael Parsons, they called him next Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor can stop the run. They run at Michael Parsons. Lawrence Taylor can stop the run. I told y'all Blatt was not legit. He was a pick six merchant. The best player on that defensive team in the backfield was always Stephon Gilmore. I always said that. Shout out to my boy Trayvon. You know what it is. They needed you. They needed a legit top five corner.
Top five corner.
Top five corner on that team. Yeah. And look, I want to say this before I go. CeeDee Lamb dropped a couple of passes, man, when he mattered the most. You know who won?
He still have Buck 10.
Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk never dropped those passes.
We gonna see.
All right, hold on.
Go ahead.
G-Baby, make it quick because we got to switch topics. Make it quick, bro.
You're right. I just want to address this whole leader thing because you say don't blow up the team. You need to get some leaders in there. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know the exact phrasing of the quote, but isn't leadership a reflection of your ownership too?
In some ways, look.
And one more thing, hold on. And Jerry Jones, we always talk about the coaches. He always picked puppets. He fired the one coach that could. Ever since he fired Jimmy Johnson, we talked about the Bill Parcells, got rid of him. Wade Phillips got rid of him. Everybody knows he hired Jason Garrett because Jason Garrett's a yes man. And then when he finally fired him, out of all the coaches he could have got Sean Payton. Everybody was talking Sean Payton going to the Big Blue. No, what'd he do? He got Mike McCarthy. So we talk about the leadership. You got to get guys that can make a play.
He don't want no alpha males, G-Baby.
CD was supposed to be the guy who could make a play. Guess what? He was getting boxed. He was in jail.
He's still nice.
He was
top three.
No, he's still nice. He's still a top three, top five receiver.
I heard he was top three.
But hey, he nice, but he was selling. Hey, Michael Parsons. Matter of fact, I could have sworn Michael Parsons had like one pressure or no pressure. Like all of
the least amount of pressure he's ever had in the game, G-Baby.
So
he finally got a holding call.
This brother's gay.
So you talk about the leadership. Jerry Jones is the owner, and leadership is reflecting your ownership. He is never going to be the guy to get those type of dudes. Get the coach that's going to get in you.
Early, you crazy for saying
that. So I just want to. So before we switch over topics, I'm gonna just make one comment because I didn't really speak on it. I'm gonna say two things. I just want you to know. We may have to talk about Dan Quinn switching Micah Parsons' position, and that might be the worst thing that could have happened for him as a player. Because I understand the idea that you want to make him an edge rusher because he could rush, but bro, he could move at that linebackers, and then we all realize them linebackers have not been good. Their linebackers aren't good, and your best inside linebacker, you made him a defensive end. So, and who's never really, and let's be real, he's not a natural defensive end. I love Michael Parsons. But he's not. He's not. And it's cool. It's cool to say that.
Didn't he come in the league playing middle linebacker?
Trent Williams gave the whole. I'm talking to you real quick.
Yeah.
Trent Williams was on a podcast, bro, and I hate that he went up there. But in this sense, I felt like he gave pretty much the blueprint of how to stop Michael Parsons. He let everybody know he's very fast, but he's undersized to be on the edge full time. They 100%. Said they get away with it because he's abnormally strong for his size. Trent was given a detailed breakdown. He wasn't talking no trash. He was just letting people know, like, hey, this is what it's like to block this guy versus this guy.
Right.
He said with Micah, he said Michael can get up on the edge because of his strength, but he said he's small. So he said as long as you hold your base and get a hand on him early and often, you shouldn't have a problem with him. And if you see them, they made sure they put an emphasis on running the ball. And what does running the ball do? You get hands on them linemen early and often. You wear them down. So now when it's time to pass the ball, Micah Parsons ain't got all that energy to come off the edge like a bat out of hell. He gotta breathe a little bit. He's sore a little bit. They pull it. And like y'all said, that's all Dan Quinn's fault, because if they put him back at middle linebacker, you might not have a Micah Parsons off the edge, but you got somebody serviceable enough so he can stay clean more than just a quarter or two. And then that way, in the fourth quarter, you can use him off the edge more so.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's looking like a schematic nightmare, and I feel bad for him too, because he gained all that weight to play that position. And I think if a new DC come in there, they're gonna make him lose weight to go back to playing a natural linebacker. And maybe you can blitz him more to make him. You could do other things with him, but I definitely just don't think he should be playing defensive end. And then the last thing I want to mention, fellas, to me, I think y'all hit it on the nose coming at Jerry Jones, because I do think, to be honest, I don't know if y'all was on the show when I said this. He wants to be Jerry. He wants to be Jerry Buss. He want to be Dr. Buss. And if you think about it, the nuance between Dr. Buss and Jerry Jones is that Dr. Buss was a part of saving the NBA. And people also got to realize Dr. Buss cared more about winning than anything else. And when Pat Riley got there, all he cared about, and the thing is, I think we got messed up compared to Jerry Buss, is Jerry Buss, Lakers made Jerry Buss famous. Not all the interviews and all the extra nonsense, because he let Pat Riley run the ship. He was about selling the Lakers, selling the Forum, but letting the coaches do their jobs. And I think in some ways, when you have an owner that you have to constantly, I'm gonna switch the topic after this, Randall, unfortunately.
No, you're good, my bad.
No, you're good. Ultimately, when you look at a Jerry Jones, the fact that he's always involved in everybody, like the fact that people asking him personnel questions, him X's and O's questions, that's not in his job description. Only thing, like if you think about Dr. Buss, when they used to ask him, when they asked him a question, most of his stuff is we need to find ways to win football games. Ain't all about this player needs to do this. He's going to put who is the coach to make us win basketball games. And the other thing, too, is I think he listened to his star players. And I think in some ways Jalen had a point when he brought up the leadership in the room. Because I will say this, the Cowboys are a bunch of talented losers. And they have been for a few years now. We've seen a lot of, and this is not to slander those players. Those players are winners in life. You made millions of dollars.
Who's voicing that team?
As human beings, y'all are winners in life. Y'all won. Y'all made it to the NFL. You did something that none of us up here could just go out and do. But at the same time, y'all have, like Bama said, y'all got a game seasons with 11 Pro Bowlers, All Pros, Hall of Famers, and y'all always fall flat. Not just make it there and lose. You completely boo-boo your diaper, like right down your leg. You boo-boo right down your leg. And so it's embarrassing. And so you just a bunch, to me, they're just a bunch of talented losers. And I do agree.
Beer and nachos.
Yeah, beer and nachos. I think Jerry
Jones wants to be famous. Jerry loves being famous.
He's all in the mix. But let's move on early. You can start us off with this topic since she went last for the first one. Fellas, the underdog has his day, but I want to talk about two underdogs that shine. CJ Stroud and Jordan Love excelled in their first playoff appearances. Has CJ Stroud in his first year made a case for top 5 in the NFL at the position? And is Jordan Love a top 10 quarterback in the league after what you've seen by him in the playoffs? Early, you go ahead.
I'm a little confused how CJ top 5, but Jordan Love top 10. Come on now, let's be real. I said it before, man. I think first of all, CJ Stroud, what he's done with that, what CJ Stroud has done with that Texans team. I'm getting emotional as a Panthers fan.
Packers fan, what?
Are you crying?
I'm getting emotional.
You got 3 teams.
This man, Packers fan.
As a Panthers fan, I just wanted to get the right pick. That's all I ever wanted. I never wanted the other guy. I just wanted CJ Stroud. I didn't want Bryce Young. And when you see the love of your life be with somebody else, it just hurts. It just hurts a lot. And she's happy with that guy. And you gotta watch her Instagram story, and you want to unfollow her, but you can't because they just look so happy, and you just keep following them.
You better not be rated outside early. I swear to God.
Early, if you truly love her, you got to be happy for her.
Yeah.
Listen, I think he's a generational quarterback, and I just wish he played for my team. And Jordan Love, man. Jordan Love, man. Jordan Love is everything I thought he was. Like I said before, Packers did it again, man. Three Hall of Famers back to back. Like You know, listen, if you want to learn how to develop a quarterback, Green Bay got, I don't know what's in that cheese. It must be Gouda. It got to be Gouda in that cheese. Because, boy, they know how to produce a quarterback. Jordan Love might be the prettiest ball thrower we've seen since Aaron Rodgers. Listen, let me tell you something. What we're seeing in the new age of quarterbacks, these new guys coming along, the CJ Stroud, he's top 10. CJ Stroud is top 10. Jordan Love is creeping to top 5. You know, it was a certain quarterback that we thought was top 5 all year. You know what I'm saying? Last name rhymes with Burks. But I think Jordan Love is the guy we thought that was. Man, shout out to CJ Stroud and this Texas team. Jesus Christ, D'Amico Ryan, boy, you got something on your hands, man. Hell of a team. He is so calm under pressure. And then on the other side with Jordan Love, this being his first full year, kind of like a rookie year for this boy. Woo! It's a beautiful thing, man. Definitely top 5 and top 10. I'm going Jordan Love top 5, CJ Stroud top 10. Y'all take it from there.
Riddell, go ahead. Riddell, go ahead, and then Trent, you could comment on that. Riddell, go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna start off with the Packers. I have more to say regarding the Texans, so I'm gonna be brief. Shout out early with the Jordan Love hype train that he hopped on later on in the year. But you know what?
Later,
Jordan Love is impressing me. He's doing his thing.
Let him go. It's his turn.
I do like his composure when he has the ball, and even when the rush is coming right into him, still able to throw a pretty ball. So Jordan Love deserves all the credit we're giving him. Top 5, I don't know about all of that. We do recognize Jordan Love had a very inconsistent year this year. It wasn't all lollipops and rainbows throughout the entire year. So we can relax. There's a reason why in the middle of the season we're like, man, did the Packers make a mistake? There's a reason why those questions were being asked. So Jordan Love, hey, you did great. I'm a person, if you do great in the playoffs, I give you so much credit. So much credit. So Jordan Love, you got my stamp. Are you top 10? I don't know, but you're definitely top 15, arguably top 12. So shout out Jordan Love. The Texans, CJ Stroud. Man, I'm impressed. Top 12. I'm impressed. Hey, the conversations that I'm ready to have with CJ Stroud, I'm finally here. I'm finally here, boys. I am finally here with CJ Stroud. I have been fully committed to what I've been seeing. And the Texans are doing some great things. Bobby Lovick is about to get a head coaching job next year. Nico Collins, I've been talking about him. He had a great season this year. He actually went amazing, top 10 in passing, receiving yards, and top 10 in receiving touchdowns. Amazing year. Add Tank Dell and some other weapons. That offense is going to be good for a long time. CJ Stroud, he had the composure that we've seen all regular season. The fact that they weren't in the playoffs and made the playoffs due to very key wins later on after CJ Stroud came back from concussion is huge. That is absolutely huge. That's what you want on your franchise quarterback. And then he came in the game and destroyed the Browns. Now, we expected the Browns defense to be one of the best defenses in football, and they are. Now, we'll give some credit to the offensive line for, doing pretty well against Myles Garrett, but to see how CJ Stroud was able to dice up that defense, and it's actually funny that Jordan Love and CJ Stroud are getting compared right now. They legit almost had the exact same stats against the team that they're playing against.
Facts.
But we do recognize at the very least that the Browns, in most people's eyes, were one of the best defenses. I would argue that they were better than the Cowboys defense. And the fact that he did this without expectation put upon him, he came in as a rookie. He got my stamp. Top 5. I'm ready to have that conversation. I'll be honest.
I can't wait to see which one of y'all fall for the bait.
Go ahead.
I can't wait to see which one of y'all fall for the bait.
Go ahead, Trent. Go ahead and let me follow up.
I'll probably say that CJ has a better case being top 5 winning Jordan Love, just because, like Rodell said, because I was about to say it, the consistency in the play. Because if it wasn't for CJ Stroud getting Brock Lesnar suplex and getting a concussion, he would have some real deal MVP talks. So I mean, because at one point we had a topic on this panel on this same show about Jordan Love and saying shit and getting quarterbacks in the draft. So like, I'll say that, but I mean, bro, like 2 quarterbacks playing phenomenal. CJ balling out. Me and J-Rob told y'all about CJ Bama, and Bama just he didn't want to drink the Kool-Aid. So I mean,
Bryce Young still better.
Hey, Bryce Young can be. We don't know yet. We don't know. Bryce Young can be.
He ain't better.
He not. But I think CJ.
The drugs are potent in Alabama.
I think CJ Stroud can make a case that he's top 5. got the guy for sure having top 6. And then Jordan Love, if you saying he top 5, I'm not gonna argue with Jordan Love. Is having a good year. He's having a real deal dog year.
That's why.
Wait.
Wait. No. Let random talk. Come on. This not. Come on.
No.
But I'm saying though, if
You are going to be able to
I'm
go.
not
G, I
tripping.
promise.
I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping.
You closing the topic.
Yeah,
G.
I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping if you say Jordan Love is top 10 because I am the same person who had T-Law in the top 10 and he only played good for half a season. And Jordan Love's half a season probably better than Trevor Lawrence. So yeah, go ahead. You good.
Go ahead, random.
If there's
And
one
then
thing you
Jalen,
learned,
Lonnie.
the one thing, I guess the biggest thing that I learned from the weekend was that the future of the NFL quarterback position
It's
is
here.
looking very strong.
Mhm.
I'll touch on the early allegations later. First of all, early, I don't know why you're looking at me like that, by the way.
Yeah, no.
But CJ Stroud.
No limit.
Now, I am not me personally. I don't know if I'm prepared to put him in my personal top 5, but I'm not going to get mad at anybody who does because the only thing is I'm saying, are you telling me he deserves to be in the same level as Lamar, Allen, and Burrow? I'm not. I just don't think so. But he's right outside. He's like knocking at the door. That's how I feel. But I'm not mad at anybody who does. The level of poise that he showed in that game, and my biggest problem with the Browns. The teams look like they flipped. You would have thought the Browns were the young team that was in their first playoff game after a really bad season, and they were hilariously like people was wide open. People were missing tackles, just like G Baby says. Like nobody wanted to tackle, and then the Texans were the composed team. They were well coached. They did everything right. And one person I know, Riddell kind of touched anybody. Devin Singletary. He needs to have some love today because since week 7 or since week 8, something like that, he's third in the league in rushing. Straight took Damian Pierce's job and ain't looking back.
Took his job, bro.
This is a very good team. The fact that they made the playoffs is crazy. Now everything's just that extra icing on the cake that makes that cake A1.
Or that division sucks.
And obviously I wish Tank Dell was playing because I would like to see them at full strength going up against that Ravens squad. But who knows? But now let's go look at Jordan Love. And early, you can call my name out, but let's not sit here and pretend like we were not having serious conversations about how Jordan Love was playing. We were having those conversations. And I remember I sent a whole super chat in about it. So has he played better? Yes, he has.
Early, they started the season 2-5, bro. So he's not crazy. Like he's not crazy.
So we're gonna act like it's so many quarterbacks this season that haven't had bad seasons and then fix it.
I shouldn't have got involved. My fault. I shouldn't have got involved. Go ahead, Randall. Finish the point. That's my fault. That's my fault.
Early. My biggest thing, especially when we were like, hey, he's playing bad. The Packers showed you how they felt about him. They declined his option and gave him this 2-year deal where they're paying him not that much money, which is crazy because I don't know how many other quarterbacks would take that. And also, what CJ Stroud is doing is incredibly more impressive. He's a true rookie. He hasn't been in the league for 4 years. Sitting there. Okay. So did Jordan Love play well? Absolutely. Keeping the tradition, took the keys right from Aaron Rodgers to AT&T Stadium and represented. But let's not sit here and pretend like he's been A1 the whole year. But he's played well.
All right.
He's played well.
No one has.
You said.
Go ahead, Jalen.
Don't use my fancy.
So I think first with the top 5 conversation, CJ Stroud, we have to understand. I think the top 4 are still kind of locked in, right? So we're gonna have Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar, and Josh Allen. I think those 4 are the top 4 quarterbacks in the league. I think that 5th spot, without a doubt, that 5th spot, I think is where you can have a conversation. But before the season, we had Jalen Hurts in that conversation. We had a Dak Prescott. Some people would have in that conversation. You know, there's a lot of other guys who are still in that conversation to kind of have that 5th spot. I think, you know, Brock Purdy, if you want him the way he's been playing, there's all the guys in there. So I'm just going to kind of wait. If you want to put CJ Stroud in that 5th spot after this game, I completely understand. I'm not mad at you, but I think after those 4, that 5th spot is kind of wide open with a few quarterbacks. So the option is there. But only thing is, look, CJ Stroud played phenomenal. I think it's the greatest rookie season ever now with this playoff win, the way he played. I don't think he's got a better rookie season than him. He played phenomenal. Jordan Love in his game played phenomenal. He made a couple of these like back-footed throws. I'm like, oh, damn, he really has an arm like that, doing like that. So I'll give him credit. 100%. They played great. The one thing I will say before coronating these guys a little too early is Both these games, the defenses that showed up, I haven't seen this many open wide receivers and missed tackles. Like, it was bad. So what I was saying is that these quarterbacks played great, but they didn't necessarily really win them the game. They did their jobs. They played great. I'm just saying, the way the defenses showed up. That's why we got to watch the game. We saw what happened. Joe Flacco went back to being, old Joe Flacco. The pick sixes. That game was over with. Look, CJ Stroud did his thing, but he didn't necessarily have to win them a game in a one touchdown, game, real close one. With Jordan Love, we saw what the Cowboys did. Missing tackles everywhere, leaving wide receivers wide open. He made the right throws, he made the plays, but again, this didn't necessarily have to win them the game in a clutch moment. So look, he's quarterback. He's thinking fast. He's watching the games.
All right, let's move on. Lonnie. Go ahead, Lonnie. We are having a new 2024. Okay, thank you, Jalen. Go ahead, Lonnie.
So I'm just saying, two phenomenal quarterbacks, but let me see how they perform next week when I expect the defenses won't necessarily struggle as much as they did or not show up, and we can have these conversations a little more. I'm not mad at CJ Stroud top 5 or
just let Lonnie go.
Top 5. I'm not mad at it. Let's
let Lonnie go, please.
Jordan Love probably for sure top 10. They're both top 10. But
please let him go.
Let's just wait another week and have this conversation. That's all I'm saying.
Go ahead, Lonnie.
Okay.
Lonnie, get him.
So CJ, I have him at 5. We've been talking about him all year. How we didn't expect nothing from the Texans. We didn't think that their defense was going to be like that. We thought they were probably going to win like 2-3 games. And he came out, Tank Dell, Nico Collins, they did his thing. And low key, just because Jalen pissed me off, I want to be nasty. If he doesn't have to win next week, but if he balls out, I got him above Burrow at 4. I got him at 4. And I have him. If he balls out, I'm putting like 500 on him winning MVP next year. I don't care.
That's not a bad bet.
But no, Love, I feel like low-key might be in an even better situation because Chris Watson's still a dog. We saw what Dobbs did, Reed, and like they're all like in their first or second year. So next year, like if they keep on progressing, like I could see the Packers in the NFC Championship next year for sure. Jalen messed me up. Like I had like this whole thought process. Whatever. CJ has all the talent. I feel like 4 or 5 years down the line, he could be the second or best quarterback in the league. He has the ability.
What does Jordan Love have?
I wasn't done with my sentence early.
Finish up.
Jordan Love is like maybe top 3-4 arm talent in the league. He might be better than that. Like every time that game, back foot off balance. I'm just like, okay, that looked like a little bit like A-Rod. But I was like, he had a little bit more. Jordan Love had a little bit more like spice on it though, but it's a little bit more cleaner to me. Just a little bit more cleaner to me. The way he was just. So I think Jordan Love might be
than A-Rod. Right.
Jordan Love because Tua exposed himself. Riddell can tell you all about how T-Law had been playing, and yeah, so I think definitely top 10.
Jalen Hurts.
Oh, Jalen.
I'm not gonna lie. The way I'm about to cook you about Jalen Hurts later is gonna be disgusting. Because the way you talk, bro, you kind of a hypocrite. But we're gonna get into that topic later. So I'm gonna just say
nothing about Jalen Hurts yet.
I'm talking about earlier. I ain't talking about you. I'm gonna cook him a little bit later though. I'm gonna fillet his ass.
Yeah, I was
real. I swear to God, I am. I'm gonna fillet
Hey, who next so I can do these super chats?
I hope you've been in your play. I hope you've been in your playbook. Go ahead, G baby.
Last sentence. Depending on how Jordan Love plays, because like I always say, I care about what happens when you play when it matters. I might have him above Herbert. Just because I hate how
get it?
It matters how you play when it matters.
Get him
also.
I'm gonna be honest.
When it matters the most, Herbert just looks okay at times, if not bad. Like he doesn't excel.
I hope you got a good rebuttal. I'm not really.
Tell me the
sounds like he's spin to me.
I'm really mad with Herbert. You're just like, no matter what, Herbert is winning this game because I haven't seen him. Maybe you can show me some film. Of
Jordan
that.
Love's who we thought Herbert was.
Hey, get him.
Okay,
Let you go. Get him. Oos.
So look, I was
Yeah,
waiting
don't get me
patiently.
wrong. Herbert has like maybe the most talent in the league, but when it comes to actually like putting it all together, that if he put it all together when it mattered the most, he might be number one. But he doesn't.
Okay,
He doesn't.
thank you. I was waiting patiently for one of y'all to say the magic word. Lonnie, you got it. So I'm going to ask you a question. Just for clarification, before I ask you my true question. So for clarification, when you say it matters most, are you talking about the playoffs?
No, I'm talking about crunch time. I talk rivalries, like fourth quarter, high pressure moments.
Are you weighing regular season and playoffs the same?
Yeah,
as far as the
games that matter. Like I don't care if he's playing.
I see what Lonnie's saying. In the case of Herbert and quarterbacks like that be fighting to get in the playoffs, I see what Lonnie's saying. Them games do weigh a lot in their resumes.
How is he playing fourth quarter against the Chiefs? How is he playing fourth quarter against the best defense in the NFL? Like those type of games, those high pressure moments. How do you play? And I'm not saying that he's bad at those moments, but I don't saying he's not overly dominant. Like, oh my God, he's the best. He might be the best quarterback in the league. Oh, all that arm talent. Like I don't see that in those moments.
Okay. So and when you said he could be above Herbert, were you talking about CJ or Jordan Love?
I was talking about Jordan Love in terms of like.
Okay.
What?
Okay. What's the problem? Here's my thing. Thing. You talk about playing in big games, big moments, and you said out your mouth, everybody heard you, that you weigh regular season and playoffs.
That's why I said for Jordan Love, I need to see him ball the fuck out, like ball out. Sorry for the cussing. I need to see how he like if he's overly dominant all next game, and then like say he's also dominant in like the NFC Championship. It's like that's more high pressure moments to me that I've seen from Herbert. If he goes above and beyond, I'm not saying if he plays pedestrian, then like no, that there's no case. But if he goes above and beyond, I'm talking like four or five TDs, high percentage rate, like clutch on third down, stuff like that. I need to see stuff like that.
Okay.
That people doing most of the season.
I'm not saying
I think okay. So then, because you weigh playoffs and regular season the same, so therefore the route I'm going to take with this is with Jordan Love. Hey, like I acknowledged, he's been balling the second half of the season.
First half too.
And relax.
Not true.
He was balling the second half. He was balling the first half of the season. He did not go 7-0. What are you talking about?
7 touchdowns, 0 picks. His first couple games. Did he not?
Nope. Did you know what he finished with?
Anyways, I'm sorry, J-Rob.
I need you to finish, bro. I need you to finish your point, please.
I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. So my point is with Jordan Love, right? Because that's who you were referencing. Let's not act like the first half of the season we wasn't questioning whether or not this guy is the guy. Genuine question. Maybe not everybody here, but we were questioning this guy's guy. Now, don't get me wrong. I am a big playoff performer type guy. I weigh playoffs higher than regular season. What he did in his first start, a lot of quarterbacks aren't that blessed to go crazy in their first start in the playoffs. So shout out him. But chill, because here's why. And I'm telling you from experience, Lonnie. T-Law, after having 5 turnovers, had a crazy comeback and a great second half of the season, mind you. Mm-hmm. And look what happened when he came back.
I'm glad
don't put Jordan Love in these conversations like I did, and he come out with a sophomore slump.
So
that's all I'm saying.
When it comes to Herbert specifically, what I've been saying all year is like, hey, the Chargers are ruining his like I feel like when it comes to quarterback play, confidence is a big thing. That's why I was harping on Dak early in the year because like, yo, his confidence was broken from the last season, and he has like a little bit of yips. He's like second guessing, doing a little extra pump fakes on his throws. It was messing up with his rhythm. I felt like that's what's what happened to Herbert all year. So many things have been going wrong with the Chargers in the offense. Like, yo, I see like his confidence is down. Like you just see like his demeanor, like it's like he's not feeling like, oh, I'm him, because he's in that crappy situation. So it's like, yo, if the Chargers are like low key ruining Justin Herbert with all the crap that they're throwing at him, Austin Eckler running like he's Eddie Lacy.
So then why is Herbert getting the penalty for it? If you're
I'm
acknowledging
saying
it's not his
so
fault.
the knock on
This
his
is-
confidence is going to affect his play long term.
All right, so
Me.
Bama, we got to get to the super chat. So I just want to get this off my chest real quick because I think there is a little, and this is y'all being a little bit disingenuous, G baby, when it comes to Herbert in this regard. I understand Herbert's talent, I understand his yards, and I understand his numbers, but at the same time, he's also a game changer at the position. I agree. Cam Newton's definition of a game changer. I think Justin Herbert is a game changer level quarterback, and there is games in his career where his defense played well enough to give him the opportunity to win. It's not every single time. He's won games, he's lost games. And so to sit here and look at Herbert, and somebody may criticize how he's played in moments where he's had to come up big and he hasn't, that's a fair criticism. I think sometimes because of Brandon Staley and his talent, y'all let him get away with a lot of excuses that y'all wouldn't let other people get away with if their situations were different. And he's a franchise level quarterback. Understand, you're probably not going to be able to rebuttal Trent because we're going to get into super chats after this.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just knock this one out. I'm just finishing up the topic.
You cooking though.
So if somebody believes off what CJ missed how many games with the concussion? 3,
3, 4, something
Yeah.
like
3 or 4. So with a let's just say about there's 18 games in the season, so with about a 15, 14 game sample size, and then in one playoff game against a defense and a quarterback that y'all was booty shaking for in Joe Flacco, and a defense y'all was booty shaking for in that defense, he went out there and ripped them up. And I don't know what Jalen was talking about and not having to do enough to win the game. I think that was one of the worst takes of the day so far, Jalen. I love you to death, brother, but that was not a good take.
As always.
Just because if you've watched some of the throws he made, he was definitely a part of what made them great. Scramble drill, everything, off his back foot, everything. I think when we talk about the arm talent thing, him and Jordan Love are more than comparable in the arm talent department. I've seen more than enough throws by CJ Stroud when it comes to arm talent. I'll put him up at the top with anybody in the league. If your sample size is only 15 games of his career, and let's be honest, fellas, G-Baby, Trent included, you in your entire lifetimes, in our parents' lifetimes, and in our parents' parents' lifetimes, have never seen a rookie quarterback in the history of this NFL game come with the level of poise, flipping a franchise in a year to the level that CJ Stroud has done. This is probably the best rookie campaign by a quarterback we've ever seen. And to go out there and win against the Cleveland Browns the way he did, with the way he's played all year, if somebody thinks this kid's trajectory is top 5, I don't think you can really be upset or think it is crazy, or if they think he's better than Herbert. Just because if somebody looks at the way just CJ Stroud has played, Trent, how many games in Texas was going crazy because of CJ Stroud last drive of the game, back end of the quarter, him being phenomenal in those moments. He's already Zaire Franklin, linebacker of the Colts, went on a podcast and pretty much spoke that this kid, from playing against him, is manipulating them with their eyes at an elite level when guys not doing it 6 years into the league. And I think a lot of people have said that this kid is light years ahead of his time. So Stroud by a mile, if you look at perspective, this kid could be in somebody's top 5. And I think it's okay because going into next year, with the information that I gather, I don't care what he does against the Ravens. They get dominated. I've seen more than enough to see this kid's potential because you do the same thing. You did the same thing with other guys. You did the same thing with Herbert. So it's okay for me to do this with Stroud. And my last point to take away and leave you with this. If you see something that is special, it is okay to admit that it is special early. Especially if you know what you're seeing is special. And I'll give you a good example of another quarterback that we knew immediately was special. Now, obviously, 50 and 5,000 is crazy to come out and swinging like that in your first year. But Patrick Mahomes, it didn't take us long to realize this MFer is one of the 5 best quarterbacks in the world after 1 year starting. So if you see something special, it is okay to call something special. That's all I want to say. You don't got to fight something that you think is a short thing. And the Houston Texans, fellas, are going to be one of the hottest markets in the offseason because there isn't an income tax in Texas. And the team is right now in some of the best care it has ever been in the history of the franchise, Bama. Your world, okay.
All right, J. Rob, I see you over there cooking, brother. We got a few super chats in the chat for y'all. Crazy Filthy Animals LB with the $2. Big Trust MVP. I hear you. Double down on that. Emo Jimmy with the new membership, bruh. You feel me? He's in here. Mr. Sweet gifted us 10 subs to the channel, 10 memberships. Players Choice Dave. Appreciate you for the 10 gifted subs.
Yes, sir, Dave.
Mr. Sweet. Victor Sweet, ladies and gentlemen.
How does that even work? Like, did they just go randomly to random people?
I've never understood the gifted subs at all. I just
I need one. Listen, the members know who got them subs. They know who got it. They good.
Yeah. Sports PSP. Cam Newton was proven right about Dak.
Facts.
Cam Newton taking a freaking.
Cam Newton's been right about a lot of things.
My quarterback.
Also, speaking of Cam Newton, I don't like how people came at him for having his opinions on that.
Yeah, I feel
like if someone can speak on the quarterback position, is a former MVP of the league who went to the Super Bowl
and Heisman.
He did much more with way less than any quarterback I have
ever seen, bro.
I don't care how his career ended up, just based off those first 7 years he gave us. His word his name hold weight when it comes to talking about quarterbacks. Sports PSP with another $5. Appreciate you, my guy. G baby. You forgot Jerry bought Mike McCarthy to his crib for beer and nachos, gave him the P. Diddy treatment. Hey, took him shopping, baby. He took him shopping. He said, "You you need shopping.
Beer and nachos is crazy.
It's insane."
Bro, got him that Keystone Light too. Watch.
Jordan Love, for the good CJ Stroud, stirring it up early. I mean, I will say this real quick. Me, myself, personally, because I went on a whole soliloquy about this. Jordan Love is the epitome of what I believe in. Sit your quarterback down for a couple years, get him right, get him with a quarterback coach, show him what to do. If you got a bad quarterback, show him what not to do. After that, after those 3-4 years is up, turn them loose and see what you have learned. Hey, you've worked with a quarterback coach. You saw somebody in front of you, whether you learn from them or not, because I know Aaron Rodgers don't teach me, but being able to sit there and just observe that, and now we put him on display to do what he have to do. I like that. So if somebody want to go with Jordan Love based off of his development alone, but like what J-Rob says, if we're going to go based off the potential, we do this with a lot of other quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? We love to do this with the white boy. Man, based off of potential, they should be taught. And then you see from year to year, a lot of them, and now we got to backtrack and make up excuses. It was defense, play callers, GMs, headset. We got to backtrack and make up so much excuses for these potentials. So if you want to say CJ Stroud is a top 5 quarterback, I'm not mad at you. But if you do like Jordan Love, I'm not mad at you either, man. Them boys over in Green Bay, they got the method, dog. Bring a quarterback in, sit his ass down for a little minute, and then turn him loose. Brennan Irvin. Anybody else see how the weather was in Buffalo? Oh, Steve, boy, I could not deal with that, boy.
That snow was
they need a dome. They need a dome. Yeah. I think, Bam, I honestly think, I don't mean to, I want to make this quick too, but I just want to say, I personally think them not having a dome is actually not a competitive advantage. I just think it's a inconvenience.
Yes,
it's not, because the snow, as somebody who lives in this, literally in this area, the snow is stupid, bro. It's dumb. It's really it's dumb.
Bro. It's not
dumb.
Enjoyable.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's dumb. And then you may be in a game, it's a crazy snowfall. Like, I don't think it's an advantage for the Buffalo players, because listen, you got players that's from Miami, Florida. It ain't like Buffalo is where they want is, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like it's dumb. Yeah, my bad, bro. Do your thing.
Nah, you good. Nah. I believe wholeheartedly in that too.
Yeah.
I mean, you get some players that's good in it. Sean
I watched
Calvin Johnson, but that's so few and far between.
But that's not
that's so few and far in between, though. That's so few and far in between. Shady got crazy work, bro.
Crazy work, bro.
Bama and J-Rob. People in Buffalo are crazy. They break tables as a pastime before games.
Hey, so I don't know if I saw the video. Them fans started shoveling at 10 p.m. the night before, did not finish till 10 p.m. the night after. $20, free food the whole game. I ain't gonna lie, that's worth it.
That's worth
it. And tickets to the game?
Get an hour. That was a lot. It was $16 an hour. It was $16 an hour. It wasn't $20.
I'm doing it. I'm not gonna hold it. To watch a playoff game?
Free ticket playoff game. I might do that.
Hey, it was $16 an hour. It wasn't $20. They lied about that. It was $16 an hour. I got $20 an hour.
American, 20 Canadian though. 20 Canadian.
Hey,
I still might not do it, bro. I hate the cold.
$4 more than minimum wage.
You make the free money and you watch the playoff game.
Hold up, y'all. Nick with the Tri-State with the $5. Mark this down, fellas. If the Packers beat SF, they winning the whole thing. I wouldn't go that far, but I will. Hey, if the Packers beat San Francisco, in my eyes, Jordan Love is already better than Aaron Rodgers. In my eyes, if they beat San Francisco, with y'all glorious king throughout his whole career, he went 0-4 versus.
Hard week for me.
If
Yeah, we
Jordan
will
Love
be a hard
beats
week for
them-
you early.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be a hard week. But it could be a hard week for me too, bro. It could be a hard week for me too, bro.
Yeah, it can be. Oh yeah, it can be.
No, I don't think it should be, J-Rob.
So
I said the same thing because everything I spoke about CJ Stroud is a win-win, but you know, at the end of the day,
you talk. Wait, you talk about AFC? I thought you was talking about Jared Edge.
Nah, we talking about
Edge.
AFC.
Nah, Edge.
I thought you was talking about Jared Edge.
You want to talk to me about Edge,
Man,
but
shout out Jared Edge. He
all right,
actually look like a rated R superstar. Shout out.
Before we get into Jared Edge, though, which is also before we get into Jared Edge, man, shouts out to Matthew Stafford, dog. That boy's a dog. That's a dog. That is a purebred.
I'm ready for
That's a Hall of Famer. That's a Hall of Famer.
Shouts out.
He's a dog.
He's a question for you
He's
guys.
made too many receivers.
This is a question for y'all on the panel
He's
right
on
now. Sports PSP with the $2 again. Shroud or Herbert? I know y'all already answered it, but I just want to quick go around. Starting with you, G Daddy.
CJ.
Shroud or Herbert, man.
I'm still going Herbert, and I know we don't have time to explain it, but I'm still going Herbert.
You like the white man, that's all.
Stop. Come on, let him have it. Come on. Go ahead, Lonnie. You good, G Daddy. You good.
What?
Come on, let's go. Let's go, boys.
Did Lonnie go?
Lonnie, go.
I'll take Herbert, but it's close.
Go ahead, Bama. What about you? You got to go too.
I'll go CJ right now.
Who is it, me?
Go Riddell. I'll end after Trent goes.
Hey, man, give me that man CJ Stroud. You know what I'm saying?
Riddell, you such a
Yeah, give me Herbert still sample size.
Man.
Go ahead.
Jordan Love.
That's fine. Go ahead, Trent. Make a decision.
I say Herbert for right now.
For me, I mean, I'm projecting, bro. I'm gonna do what y'all did with Herbert. Give me CJ. Rookie year winning the playoff game. I'm taking the kid. I'm saying, hold on. Was people not after Herbert's rookie debut, bro? He was already in top 6, top 7. Come on, let's not even
top 5.
No, he was.
Let's not even play dumb. Let's not even play dumb with that.
He was.
Yeah, let's not play dumb.
He was.
But
Especially with the conditions, yeah.
But let's go, fellas. I want to get through this topic, this one specifically, kind of quick, just because there is some other topics I want us to get into before we have to end the show. So, like, these are important. So let's not take too long on this one, even though it is a good one. The Lions have won a playoff game for the first time in almost 32 years. Some of y'all in this group is 32, man. I've been, you feel me, your whole lifetime, brother, whole lifetime. Do you think this team has all the pieces to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl? Go ahead, Trent. You can start it up. But I'm going to let Lonnie go second because he had to go last.
I want to say shout out Jared. I'm going to say shout out Jared Goff. He actually looked like a rated R. He looked like a rated R superstar. he looked like the rated R superstar. So I'll say shout out.
I told y'all to buckle up in the chat.
But
The show is coming to
I would say
Detroit.
though, since that the Cowboys and the Eagles both got knocked out in the first round, to represent the NFC is kind of OD because I think now this should be an easy cakewalk for the 49ers. I think it should be a mad cakewalk for them to go to the Super Bowl. But yeah, I'm gonna say I can't say that, bro. I can't say
you're not all the way there yet.
Yeah, represent the NFC. I can't say that, bro.
I mean, if they beat they beat the Buccaneers, they'll be in the titles game, so they have a shot.
Again, them 49ers is crazy, bro.
I agree. I like it.
Yeah.
Lonnie, go ahead, brother.
The only way I could see them beating the 49ers is one that Brock Purdy would have to play bad, but also that secondary we've talked about before. Hufungo, they're all pro safety towards ACL, and then while we were on break on PC, Verrett hurt himself in practice.
I feel so bad for him. Prayers up to Jason Verrett, man. If you know his history, man, a lot of
unluckiest players ever.
Really talented too.
Really talented, really good player when he's able to play. Just unlucky. My bad, Lonnie. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. But no, so it's like their secondary was already like their weakest link, and then now they just lost Verrett too. So it's like Laporte, St. Brown, Williamson, like they can put up some points on them. Like I still think the 49ers should easily win this, but like I wouldn't be completely surprised if there was an upset. Like if Brock Purdy's not playing like that and he's not giving the ball to the playmakers, like Lions can put up some points on that secondary. So
I like it. Go ahead, G Daddy.
J-Rob, in my heart, I want to say yes so bad.
Because
Because, man, all the stuff I went through in the offseason talking about this man, Jared Goff, with people like Trent and other people in the man.
Riddell too.
Yeah.
Riddell was not trying to rock with Jared. He was not trying to rock with Jared at all. I had to preach to
Man,
him.
I still don't rock with
oh
Jared.
my goodness.
Goff,
I
bro.
wanted
He had a cool game. It was
They
cool.
Still don't
called
rock with Jared
J-Rob,
Goff.
they called them frauds.
Facts.
They called them first round exits, 2022 Vikings, the whole nine. So I really want to go with them, but here's the only problem. Even if somehow they beat the Bucs and make it to the chip, I think offensively they're going to be perfectly fine. Defensively, it might get ugly. It might. I love Aiden Hutchinson. I love that Ricky Branch they got. He balling. That secondary still don't move me, gang. Like I love CJ Johnson. Former Saint. I wish we didn't let him go. I do not like that.
The Eagles too, brother. The Eagles too.
But no, I don't like
I
their
didn't do that,
secondary.
but they too. Them too.
Nah, but the problem, it's not even that I just don't like their secondary. It's a secondary that I don't think, you know how I feel about secondary in the NFL, can't tackle with yak demons on the other side. Like, that's not like secondary-wise, that is a bad matchup. I think they can hold their own in the run game somewhat. And I think offensively, I don't think they're going to struggle to throw the ball because, again, he just brought up the injuries with the secondary. It's the weakest part of that team anyway. But that Lions secondary is going to look so bad against them Yak Demons, bro.
Let's talk to Mr. Dan Campbell himself. He know who he is. Mr. Dan Campbell himself. Let's get it, Random. Let's get it. What do you got to say? I know you're a believer. Come on. I know you believe.
The toughest part is, J-Rob, you got your big one with the CJ, and I got my big one with that Bucs and Lions game next week on Saturday. The biggest part about the Lions, if there is any chance for them to upset the 49ers, they have to start fast. The quicker Jared Goff gets comfortable, the better he plays, because that's the toughest part for him. And I swear to God, Jared Goff, why do you look like you run worse than Tom Brady once you start moving, bro? Because it's ugly. But that's the thing. So do I think they could represent the NFC? I just don't. I still think they're a year away. But they like I said, Dan Campbell was changing that culture. And I told you the last time they won as many games they did in the regular season, segregation. So yeah, while Jerry Jones was doing that crazy stuff, the Lions was good. That's the last time they was this good. Ironically, the last time they won a playoff game, guess who they beat? The Cowboys.
Ooh. Yo, it's really always them, bro. It's always them, bro. That's just sad. That's just sad.
So I'm sitting there. They got like they say on their offense, they got a lot of pieces. Jahmyr Gibbs is nasty. Don't ever give Amon-Ra any kind of space. Follow him to the sideline and stay with him there.
Oh my God, bro.
So
he's a slot merchant.
We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. But so, like G Baby said, their defense is what really scares me about them, especially if they do end up going up against the 49ers. But if they start fast, Lord knows, we could be sitting there saying like the craziest thing.
I like it. Riddell, Jalen, and then early, then I'll finish. Pause.
Hey man, this was by far the best game of the playoffs, and it was really interesting, really entertaining. I definitely had the Rams winning, but there are things that happened in the game I wasn't happy about. But I'll leave the Ram conversation for a different day. Let's talk about the Lions. Jared Goff. Hey, man. Good game. Good game, man.
Yeah.
Good
buckle
game.
up, brother. I told you to buckle up. Fasten your seatbelts, brother.
I'm
Fasten
still
your
not a Jared
seatbelt.
Goff believer.
Hey, here it is. Don't crash out, though.
Hey, what we do know is if that
Let
running
him
game
have
is
it,
cooking,
Brett. Just let him have it.
if that running
Please.
game is cooking, the Lions are going to be all right. And that running game was destroying the Rams. Oh my goodness. Jahmyr Gibbs was making everybody miss. David Montgomery's running right through the middle. Like it was bad. It was really bad. And then obviously the Lions are going to play off that play action. Jared Goff going to do his thing. He did have one really nasty play. Y'all remember he had that 2-hand, threw it behind him. I'm like, bruh, what was that? What was that? But one big thing that I came from seeing this game is the best players came to play. David Montgomery came to play. Jahmyr Gibbs was making everybody miss. It was annoying. I'm like, bruh, tackle this dude. He was going insane. Amon-Ra catching everything, making people miss, getting open with his route running. He was doing everything. And of course, Aiden Hutchinson. He was getting pressure. He was getting in Matthew Stafford's face. He actually had 2 sacks in that game. Their best players came to play, and I shout out to them. But when it comes down to playing the 49ers, they could probably beat the Buccaneers, I'll be honest. But when it comes to playing the 49ers, nah. Chase Young, Nick Bosa, they're going to get in Jared Goff's face, make him more comfortable. They're going to stop that run. That run is not going to go nearly as stupid as they went against the Rams. And G-Baby already said it. That defense is going to get torn up. Torn up. You saw what Kyron did? Look what McCaffrey's about to do. Look what Devo's about to do.
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna let you go out. I'm gonna let you go after these two.
I just need like 15 seconds, man.
All right,
It's
Feel
gonna,
the hate
it's
from
gonna go
Riddell. You
down.
can
I
feel
don't
it.
think they can, but if they do start strong and that run game is cooking, I'll give them a chance. It's not 0%.
I like it. Go ahead, Jalen.
All right, I'll be a couple of things there. Rand, I'm sorry. That run game wasn't doing so well. David Montgomery ran for 57 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs had 8 carries for 25. They had a total team yards of 79 yards. That running game was not cooking that well. I mean, they had some key runs, you could say, inside the red zone, but that running game was not that good. So when I say a quarterback helped won them, 100%, they did. Jahmyr Gibbs averaged 3.1 yards a carry. Stop it. This is just a fact. The team got 78 yards. We're speaking facts. Y'all don't have to agree with me. So when I say, hold up. So when I say a quarterback really had to play well to help them win the game, when we talk about a quarterback who stepped up and had to play well to win the game, when it was 24-23, made key throws at the right time, knowing that one missed throw could change the whole facet of the game, that's what I mean. And Jared Goff did that this game. He really won them that game with the way he played. So I'm going to give credit to Jared Goff. I don't think that running game really showed up. The wide receivers, like you said, St. Brown showed up. Josh Reynolds was great. They did great. And now, if they could represent the NFC, look, the NFC, I think everyone agrees, is basically the 49ers to lose at this point. Everyone agrees they're the most talented team there. The only way that Detroit can beat the 49ers, I think, is in a shootout. Because the defenses that the Niners struggle against, they don't have pieces of that defense. They have to beat them in like a 38-32 type of game. Jared Goff has to go for probably 3 touchdowns, and David Montgomery probably has to give him like 100 yards rushing. What's he saying?
Who want to tell him?
What are you trying to tell me? The running game was not that good against the Rams. That's just a fact. But yeah, so in terms of can they win the NFC? Do I think they're the favorites? No, the Niners. Do I think they can win it? I think the pattern this season, what we saw is that it's wide open, and we saw the teams like the Cowboys and Eagles lose. I think there's a chance because of how wide open the season is, and we've seen these kind of great teams have poor performances. That could definitely happen. Is it likely? No.
Go ahead, Early.
I'm guessing Jalen and LeBron must have had a game that night because you clearly didn't watch the game.
Bro, a guy averaging 3.1 yards a carry is not a good. Stop it. That's just a lot.
You don't enjoy football like that. We get it. Unlike my partner Riddell, I'm gonna stand on my square, aka Barack Obama. First and foremost, let me say this.
Nah, Barack Obama's crazy.
Man, I'm not Muslim, so it's all good.
No. That's crazy. I'm sorry. That's crazy.
Let me say this. First and foremost, I still don't believe in the Lions. Maybe it's just me, but I don't respect anybody on that Lions defense except for Aaron Donald. Let's be honest with each other.
You mean Rams? Rams?
Rams. I don't put nobody in Rams except for Aaron Donald. I had the pleasure of watching them.
Shout out to my dog Jordan Fuller. He's a dog.
Trent. That defense is awful, first and foremost. And they didn't get out to a jump the way they did. The Lions wanted to get that game away. Oh, they was trying to get that game away so bad. I like how y'all just assuming they're gonna play the 49ers. But you gotta go through whip it in a pot, put it in my hand, skirt. I'm the baker's man. I'm the baker.
I am not gonna let this man claim this for me. Because I'm waiting for that Bucs topic, J-Rob. So let me cook when that Bucs topic comes out.
That run defense looked pretty legit versus one of the best old lines in the league in them Eagles. First and foremost, I don't got the Lions beating Baker at all. Baker Mayfield will play the 49ers. And boy, y'all know I root for the 49ers. But if Baker beat the 49ers, but back to the Lions.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
That would
Back to the
be
Lions.
crazy.
I believe that the Lions
greatest redemption arc in the history of football.
I think they match up
of
better
all
with the
time.
Niners than the Lions too.
Might be the best
that
redemption arc ever.
I believe that the Lions, again, they got out to a good start with the Rams. The Rams came in there lollygagging, right? Ain't no way you win by 1 point when you're up 17-3. Like they were whipping on them boys, and they came all the way. It was literally a blowout in the beginning of the game. If the Rams get out to a better start, I think they win that game. No problem at all. It's just that, as we know in all sports, it's hard to play catch up when you get behind so far. I think the Bucs, though, coming into this game, listen, man, we talking about offensive weapons. We're talking about a good defense. Antonio Winfield could possibly be top 3 in defensive player of the year votes.
Wait for that Bucs topic.
I'm looking for the Bucs to win that game anyway. They barely beat the Rams. I think the Bucs beat them by 10 or more.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, so real quick, I'm only bringing this up because Early brought it up. It was 14-10 with 13 minutes left in the second quarter. So the game was close the entire time, basically. It was 14-10, then it got to 21-10, then it got to 21-17 with 4 minutes left in the second quarter. So it was kind of going back and forth. However, what I was going to say about the Lions, because I know what I just said, I'm about to contradict everything. You know what? I'm rocking with the Lions. You want to know why I think they can beat the 49ers? Because the Rams always play the Niners tough, right? Rams always play them tough. Hey, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp. Hey,
it's a good team.
It's a good team, and I think the Lions are a good team with a better O-line. Even though Kyron Williams is like that, in my opinion, he's a guy.
He is like that. Yeah,
he's
like
a guy.
He's a guy.
They have a really good run game still. I don't care. They still have a really good run game. And I'm not gonna lie. Sam Laporta and Amon Ross starting to look like a mean duo. Mean duo. So you know what? I'm gonna go. You know what? I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm going all in. I think they do have enough to represent the NFC.
Now, G baby, let me put my ding-a-ling on the table too, because
hey man, what is up with you today, man?
I'm putting my ding-a-ling on the table too. I'm putting all the money. I'm putting all the money and all my chips is going into the Lions to come out of the NFC. I'm going all in on the Lions, and I'm gonna tell you why. I didn't really like what y'all was saying about the Rams because I think y'all not giving Rams enough credit with who they have at quarterback and the weapons they have on offense. You also got to remember the Lions not winning a playoff game in over 30 years. That ghost was also on their back in that game, whether anybody wanted to admit that or not. That was a gritty, high-pressure football game. The quarterback on the opposing team was the number one pick to be the guy. That was supposed to be the guy to change Detroit on the other side of the field. A lot of pressure in this game. I think that game. I think everybody in here knew that game was going to be a war of attrition. I don't think anybody in here thought it was going to be a pretty game. It was going to be two teams really trying to prove something to each other and just throwing constant haymakers. And I thought the Lions did what they had to do. Now, in terms of, let's just say they had to play the 49ers, because none of y'all are really talking about their ability to beat the Buccaneers. Most of y'all, except for early, most of y'all are thinking about
I want to talk about them so bad.
But one of y'all, no, it's not a top. I don't think that's one of the topics. I'm gonna look. You have a show tomorrow, brother. It's all good.
It's okay, Master B.
Relax.
Tomorrow, Master B.
Yeah, relax. So I look at y'all looking forward to the 49ers. I just want to say this: if there's an O line out there that can go at that 49ers O line, D line in the playoffs, still is what they got in Detroit. And if they could somehow establish a run game and find, any given Sunday, we already know if they can find a way to go into that fourth quarter up 3 or more, they might be in business. That's all I got to say. If they can find a way to be up by 3 points or more going into that fourth quarter, I think the Detroit Lions could shock the world. And I'm going to say my last point before we get into our next topic. There's only one quarterback left in the NFC with Super Bowl experience.
I knew you was going to do it.
So,
you started talking. I knew that's where you was going.
D, you got to put it on the table. We're going all in. We're going all in on these Lions and Jared Edge. So, he's been there. He's been there before. Listen, he's motivated, bro. And I'm going to give him this credit, whether y'all want to or not. Cam said he's a game manager. But on the biggest down of the night, coach put it in his hands, and he was out there dot mobbing. That's all I'm gonna say. He was dot mobbing, so he might be a game
Can you name
changer.
your Rams corner?
Hey, and there's only two. There's only two.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait though, Trent. I'm gonna wait. I ain't gonna go there.
I hope you
But
wait.
Hey,
Don't let him
J-Rob,
crash
G
add
baby,
on to
they
it.
won 14-3 after the first quarter, 21-10 in the second quarter. Yeah, they was catching up the whole game.
No, but it was.
The whole
You
game they
said
was catching
14.
up.
No, you said.
But also,
14.
too, you
It
have
was
to give the
14-10
Detroit
with
defense.
13 minutes
And
left.
earlier, you're not giving that Detroit defense. And the thing is, too, that I don't think you're giving enough credit to in Detroit is say what you want, fellas. Detroit's defense bowled up when it mattered most in them red zones.
Oh yeah,
They settled for a lot of field goals.
But did Jared Goff not play more comfortable when he got a lead?
Of course.
Like he came out.
He's a different
Hold on, time out. The first drive, he was 5 of 5. They put that ball in his hands the first drive. Give him his credit. You can say him being uncomfortable, but your man Brock Purdy's excelled all year when it's comfortable. When it ain't been comfortable, let me stop.
But the Rams came out unprepared. Next topic,
Oh my God.
Let's get to this next topic. All right. Actually, Bama, how about you set the tone for this one, and then Trent, you can go next because you're excited. Do you believe, after the way the Dolphins finished in Kansas City, do you believe the Dolphins can be competitive for the next decade with Tua Tagovailoa leading the team at the quarterback position? Bama, you can start the tone. Set the tone.
Yeah, of course they could. Of course they could be a good playoff football team with him for the next decade. I will tell you this: his accuracy hasn't left, his anticipation hasn't left, all of those things hasn't left. The way he gets rid of the ball, all of that can still support all them receivers coming over there. What y'all stand and what y'all doing too is this is how the girls choose they men. Oh, if he could pass 85 yards down the field, that solidifies him as a quarterback. But technically, you don't have to throw deep routes. You don't have to throw 85 yards, and you only need them type of passes for Hail Marys. So what Tua does, yes, it's very limited, but he's always been limited. And it made him to the NFL. So they could still win with that, and it wasn't limited when Tyreek Hill both got 1,500-yard seasons back-to-back. That limitation Tua has. Obviously, it can't be that limited if Tyreek Hill's still able to go over there and get the stats he get without missing a beat. And with especially how we know how receivers cry. So no one even said the Dolphins were Super Bowl contenders. We were just talking about the moves they made in this team. That was their ceiling. You can look crazy all you want to, G-Daddy. G-Mama. You can look crazy all you want to. We speculated off the roster being put together. They possibly could make the Super Bowl. But being a Dolphins fan, all Dolphins fans in the chats know this. The expectations are not to make the Super Bowl.
Definitely
the expectation is to make the playoffs.
The thing about me, everybody
win
get a chance.
Playoff game. Because the Dolphins, we're not the Cowboys. We're not all these teams that's supposed to flirt with the NFC Championship year in and year out. They was a poverty-stricken franchise set at 8-8, 7-9. Bro, come on, bro. They threw a Super Bowl party for beating the Patriots off a flea flicker at the very end. You really finna hop on the franchise like that? Like, that's what they was really cheering for. They cheer for beating the Patriots after Lonnie, you know this. We cheer when we beat the Patriots, brother, because we lose to them for so many years consecutively. It feels like the Super Bowl when we finally beat them. So, going back to the original question, what J-Rob said, can this be a playoff contending team for 10 years to come with Tua at quarterback? Absolutely, yes. Now, winning a Super Bowl and making the playoffs is two totally different things because the Giants made the playoffs with Daniel Jones last year. See how that worked out for you. So we understand making the playoffs and making a run in the playoffs are two totally different things. We completely understand that. But with the question that you asked, J-Rob, and I'm just answering, brother, for the next 10 years,
for the next decade,
easily make the playoffs with Tua as a quarterback year in, year out. Winning a Super Bowl, maybe not. But being a playoff contending team, yes.
I honestly, Applaud his honesty, y'all. Applaud his honesty.
Okay.
Applaud his honesty. I'll applaud the honesty. I'll give you it. I'll give it to you. Go ahead, Trent.
He not.
He's not what his head was.
First off, everybody was saying what the Dolphins this year was just how we were saying what Jalen Hurts last year with the 2022 Eagles. It all falls on Tua. If Tua plays well, they are Super Bowl contenders. Now I'm about to have a Bama, Adrian Peterson, Jalen Hurts moment. I'm about to look into the Dolphins will never go win a Super Bowl with Tua at quarterback. You know what Tua looked like when that playoff game? Michael Penix versus Washington. And you talk about his limitations because you know why they're never going to win.
You mean versus Michigan? Versus Michigan.
When you get pressure to him, you can't do nothing with him. Why would you? The same way how we talk about we need to get rid of Dak with the Cowboys, it's about to start leaning that way with the Dolphins with Tua because you're not going to be able to win with him. This is 2024. We can't have quarterbacks that look statues. He's not a good athlete. He's not limited. He got the weakest arm in the league. Why keep him? You have the USA track team. You got all these pieces around him, and you can't win a playoff game. They was just competing for the first seed, and now they out of their first round. I don't know. We talk about Dak and the Cowboys and talking about we need to get rid of Dak. Tua on that, I don't know. He should get an extension.
Dak, I don't know. You comparing someone in year 4 to someone in year 10.
Okay, so Bamo, what is Tua's ceiling then?
His ceiling is any game manager you got. Y'all cheering for Jared Edge, bro. Don't do this, bro.
Nah, leave Jared Edge out of this.
No, because honestly,
Jared Edge got a better arm.
I don't want to switch topics real quick, but this is just gonna help my argument. Last year, what we were saying, I even got a viral clip on Players Choice Gridiron saying that, hey, we rate Jared Goff lower than what he should be. He's a mid quarterback. He's a mid-tier quarterback. And given the right circumstances and the situations, he possibly could do good for you. He possibly could help your team win or possibly make it to. Y'all keep leaning on this arm talent. You bring up all of these track team receivers. What would happen when they was getting jammed and slipping up and out there? Like at the end of the day, bro.
One time. Come on, bro.
No.
Nah, L'Jarius was out there. Yeah, L'Jarius was out there. He was outside.
No, this is the second time they played.
Tyreek don't want to play the Chiefs.
L'Jarius definitely should have got all pro consideration if you look at the numbers.
Yeah, one of them picks 2 or 3. They walked the safety down, showed single high safety look. By the time they call height, he dropped back to cover 2. When he threw the ball to Jalen Waddle, he threw that pick. But guess what? Jalen Waddle had a fucking blanket. He had that blanket Crollo be putting on people when he take their power. Well, he had a whole blanket on him when he threw the whole thing. So I got one. So y'all sit there and say he got track teams, but when I see these boys, they getting locked up. They get locked up. So I got one question for you. So this is what y'all do. This is what y'all doing right now. When them boys start getting locked up with the intermediate game, y'all instantly run to this. Well, if Tua could throw deep, his receivers would be a lot better. It's like, bro, that is such the laziest argument ever. Bro,
nobody's saying that.
But when you bring up his arm strength and you bring up he is letting his receivers down, I can point to plays where his receivers is getting, bro. They was getting not just Tyreek, bro. It wasn't just Tyreek.
Wait, hold on,
baby.
I got
it. It was everybody they put out there. You know what you sound like right now, Bama? It was time for him to run. That shit was
Bama, you sound like Justin. Bama, you sound like people when they defend Justin Herbert. You talking about all these other things and not talking about how Tua played that game because he played terrible. He played like garbage. First of all, hold on, Bama. I got one more question. I'm gonna ask everybody in this panel. We all think Tua is what? Top 12. He's a game manager. J-Rob, G-Baby, Lonnie. All y'all, right? Tell me why this
a good one, though. I think he's a good one, though.
Tell me why this exact same man said that Tua was better than Josh Allen. So you're calling Tua a game changer, right?
Who said Tua better than Josh Allen?
We haven't seen none of that ability at all. You said he was better than Josh Allen.
That's crazy, man. Don't
Josh Allen lose, though? Huh? Don't Josh Allen lose games? He loses. He literally loses games.
Did Tua not?
Okay. No, go ahead. But I was gonna say, go ahead, G baby.
Hold on, let's keep this one because we got one more time. We got another topic at 1:30. So just keep that in mind.
You're basically calling Tua a game changer, and we've never seen Tua change the game. Besides one time when they played the Ravens in the comeback, we've never seen a big pressure moment Tua change the game, especially in the playoffs. We haven't seen it.
Does anybody else want to speak on this topic? Because
I do want to move on. Yeah, because mine is just gonna be quick. All I'm gonna say is that because the question was, do we think Tua can be competitive? And when I hear competitive, I don't mean these little, you'll just make the playoffs, but you'll be a first round exit. I mean, like, technically, as we see from this year,
contenders.
No, yeah, because obviously anybody who makes the playoffs has a chance. This year alone just showed us that. However, when I think competitive, the reason why I don't think he's going to be competitive is because, let's be real, the top dogs that he's going to have to go through every year regardless all play in the cold. They all play in the cold. And the same criticisms y'all had about Drew Brees playing in the cold is the same thing with Tua, just on a worse scale. It's the same thing.
That was the coldest game Tua has ever played in his life.
But understand, the playoffs are always in January. NFL playoffs are in January every year. It's gonna be cold in January every year.
But that's the thing, though. If he gets home,
wait. Let Riddell go because he raised his hand. I'm not gonna let him go. I don't want to do him.
I just want to say something. I also got some interesting stat, like when it comes to Tua in the cold, and I kind of feel for him. This is why I'm gonna bring this out. Tua, when it's under 70 degrees.
70 degrees?
He's backing up the temp. No, chill, Riddell, chill.
No. I'm gonna come full circle with this. Don't worry. When it's under 70 degrees, Tua is 6-13. When it's over 70 degrees, he's 23-4.
So warm weather quarterback.
Hey, Tua, as a fellow Polynesian, I feel you. I sympathize with you. We don't deal with the cold. We hate the cold. So I'm here with Tua. We are hot-blooded by nature. So, hey man, Tua's, when it comes down to January, he's never gonna be that guy. But hey, man, early in the season when it's warmer, he's pretty good. That's the only thing I want to say about Tua.
Let me ask you. All right, hold on. Let me ask you a question. Do all y'all really want to talk about Tua? Because it's time to get into these Eagles.
Now, I'm gonna be quick.
I got filet mignon to make real quick. So that's what I'm saying. Like
Eagles,
I think most of us kind of already know what Tua is. I'm so like you.
I had a bad week in Alabama, bro. Y'all can relax, bro.
I say Tua.
Stop being delusional.
I think Tua's a guy who needs everything to go right to win games. He's not a guy like what I said. There's a difference between quarterbacks who can win you games when everything's going wrong, when the defense playing bad or the wide receivers are dropping. Like we saw Patrick Mahomes, he won you that game. Tua's not that guy. He needs to have everything go right. His defense has to play well. His wide receivers have to play well. His running back, he needs all that, and he needs warm weather too. But in saying that, if everything does go right, he can still get you to a Super Bowl because, one, if they have home field advantage in Miami throughout the playoffs, it's going to be warm. So he can get you there if everything falls right in the circle.
So, Jalen, he's Samoa and Brock Purdy?
Two. I got two things.
Go ahead.
One, Bama said that basically that, he's still getting the ball to Tariq. But let's be real. Riddell can throw the ball to Tariq and give him 1,200 yards in that Secret Service suit he's wearing. He can wear that Secret Service suit every game and give him 1,200 to 1,500 yards. That's one. Two, yes. Bama is an Alabama fan. Listen to Bama's advice on quarterback play is like listen to a homeless person's advice on financial security. It's null and void. He doesn't know how to represent the looks of a quarterback. He doesn't know what a quarterback supposed to look like. So let's move forward.
Well, I'll vote for Lamar Jackson, and he been treating me nice.
Facts. So so for this next topic, Random and Lonnie, y'all set the tone because y'all sacrificed, and I appreciate that. That's called being team players. That's what it takes to win. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Birds. We're not talking about the Buccaneers though, Random. This is about the Eagles.
I got you. We'll wait till tomorrow.
I promise you, the Bucs will definitely get talked about. It's a good topic for tomorrow too. I promise you. We will get to them Buccaneers. But the Eagles lose to the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. The Eagles start the year 10-1, completely fall off at the end of the year. Only won one game in that stretch. Go out the way they go out in the playoffs. What is going on, Philadelphia? What changes need to be made? What fixes need to be made in order for the Birds to get back to what they were? Go ahead, Random. And then Lonnie,
there's something about the Eagles playing the Bucs in the playoffs that just don't work out for Philadelphia. Whether it was because I watched this documentary about the 2002 Bucs team that won the Super Bowl and how they came into the vet and shut it down. But it's like the culmination of everything that Early was saying all year about the Eagles that we started saying about Jalen Hurts at the end of the season. This is one of those things where, like, when you really look at the Eagles, this is a very old team. Was it Brandon Graham? Oh, Jason Kelce just retired.
Yep.
Yeah, there's another person I'm forgetting. Like the Fletcher Cox, another one. These people have been with their team for over a decade, and now you're asking these questions. Did Shaq Leonard even play yesterday? Where was Shaq Leonard? I asked in the Telegram. I couldn't find him. Where was he at?
But didn't Shaq Leonard really come off a bad injury though?
Mm-hmm.
Was he really supposed to play for real? For real?
I was just asking because I just didn't see him at all.
You had Nick Murrow out there. I would hope he could
No.
play.
I'm asking a legit question too though, because I get what you're saying, but that injury he had, that's why because random, he was like arguably top 2, top 3 linebacker in the league.
No, for real.
Then he had that injury. Yeah. Nobody, like literally everybody was like, yeah, I'm good. So the fact that the Cowboys and the Eagles wanted to take a chance on him, it just made me think like, because one thing I know about football players, J-Rob, you know this, NFL players is even magnified. Them boys play with a lot of bullshit injuries that you shouldn't be playing with.
For
like,
sure.
A lot of injuries that you shouldn't be playing with. And what I be knowing with them NFL dudes, they play with like real catastrophic stuff to where us mere mortals will just be out of commission for a while, but them boys like literally play through it. So that just made me think like maybe he just wasn't as good as he thought he was.
I know he wanted to play when he was in Indy, but Indy was like, no, take time, rest, and that's why he's like, release me then so I can go play somewhere. So I know that was a big reason for his release. But when you look at that team, now you're left with questions because man, Shane Steichen, they really missing him in Philly right now, you know, and now you're sitting there asking questions that at least maybe I feel this way. If they do decide to fire Sirianni, maybe that's the place because J. Robert said yesterday, this could be the most important offseason of our lifetime.
A lot of big names in the coaching circle.
A lot of big names everywhere. Sure. So now the Eagles, you have to ask yourself a question. Sirianni did take you to the Super Bowl last year, but you don't got coaching candidates like this that often who can do something, who can really be something. All you got, and you make good choices in the draft. So is keeping Sirianni really worth it? You already got to fix that back end. Bradbury, I'm sorry, bro. I don't know what to do with you. Like you get, if it was me, I need to look at your contract, and then you might get cut because now I'm missing CJ. You got a lot of questions about this Eagles team that you need to answer. What's going on with AJ Brown? All of a sudden he didn't play. He deleted all the Eagle stuff off his social media. What's going on? Now you got to deal with that. So.
I mean, I think because AJ Brown, the only player on the team who called out the bullshit on both sides of the football.
So it's just one of those things where
he can come to the
like I think Jalen said maybe they needed something because maybe they needed something happened. At one point, guys, the Eagles were 10-1. They were 10-1, and this is one of the worst collapses of all time. Like,
you know why they were 10-1? Can I tell you why they were 10-1? Because Jalen Hurts made a lot of plays for them late in games, but depending on who you ask, let them tell it. They're gonna tell you that he's one of the reasons why they losing games. But I'm gonna just let you know right now, some of them games they won, they survived. They ain't really win the game. They made it out of there alive, brother.
Can I also piggyback this too?
Elani, go ahead after Bama and Red Dove.
You can go after that. J Rob struck my soul with this, bro, because y'all know I was a Jalen Hurts hater, bro. But I cannot let y'all do that young brother like this right now.
They doing him filthy, bro. I can't wait.
I gotta say what I gotta say. Nick Sirianni need to be on the hot seat. If you look at, he's supposed to be an offensive genius, and it was me. Even last year, I gave him credit with how he put the weapons around Jalen Hurts and made him better and help his development. If you look at his play call, that is some of the most basic play. So this is what I want to say. The reason why the Rams are able to do what they do, they have a talented receiving room, but Sean McVay still schemes them boys up. Puka and Kupp. That's why they constantly had them absurd numbers. That's why they're able to get all them 1,000-yard receivers on the same team in the same season. Because even though those guys are very talented, McVay just doesn't do that arrogant shit. Just be like, hey, man, go out here and win your one-on-one. Even though Cooper Kupp and Puka are capable of consistently winning 1v1s over and over and over again, he still draws up nice plays for him. He stacks them. He motions them. He puts them in different areas to succeed. If you look at how the Eagles went out there, they basically said, hey, Devontae Smith, line up, bro. If you can blow by him or if you can run it out or dig and get it and beat him, please do. Jalen, hit him. He don't give Jalen nothing to work with. He don't give him no motions. He don't give him nothing to work with what we see these other quarterbacks work with. And then soon as it don't go right, that's everybody. Oh, Jalen not doing what he need to do.
One hit wonder in all of this.
It's wild. But for me, I'm looking at the play call. it's just boring. It looked like Bill O'Brien with Alabama out there. They run some boring ass shit and be like, hey man, when you match up, hopefully the quarterback, hey, do what you do. And that's so unfair to Jalen. Like what you said, J-Rob, them 10 wins solely came off of him, whether it was a tush push, whether it was him finding somebody in the back, AJB, Devonta, whoever it was. It all boiled down to Jalen answering that call when they put it in his hands. When it further went on, it's like they took the game further and further away from him and digressed with their play calling. It was just completely unfair. That was bad, bro. Mm-hmm. To go out there and lose to the Bucs, I don't care what nobody say. Go out there and lose to the Bucs like that. That's strictly on the coach. You can't lose no team like that.
So one last thing. One last thing. So Troy Aikman said it mid broadcast. It looked like the Eagles didn't want to be there. Like this was a play, like this was a bowl game where a whole bunch of these kids are going to the NFL. It was embarrassing what they've done. That's why I'm sitting like, Bama, if they fired Sirianni by the end of this week, I wouldn't be surprised. You can't go out there in a playoff game and look like that. You just can't.
No, I agree. Go ahead, Lonnie.
Y'all covered a lot of the points I wanted to make, but y'all missed a few. The reason why Sirianni should probably be fired is because he let Matt Patricia, that terrorist, you saw what he did to my team on offense and defense. You saw what he did, but he let Matt Patricia be like the acting DC. They have the talent on the roster. They traded for what, Kevin Byard from the Tennessee Titans or whatever. Bradbury, we all know, is a terrorist. He needs to leave. I don't know why I don't know why they kept him out there. Slay needs to move over to safety or something, like some Charles Woodson type stuff for the rest of his career. Prayers up for him after that injury. But also, what Bama was saying, but to go even deeper into it, why is Brian Johnson getting so many head coaching job interviews with what we've seen this whole season? Because that was like some of the most boring, generic offensive schemes that we've seen. We see how far Jalen fell off. Yeah, he was injured, but we saw like the level of offensive scheme from this year to last year, completely different. So I don't get why Bieniemy's not getting more interviews. Raheem Morris is. But Brian Johnson did not be getting all these head coaching interviews with the product that he displayed. Because also the run game, yeah, it was solid, but there still was very little creativity with the run game. They need more. They need new linebackers. They definitely need another corner, unless they want to unless they trust the Georgia corners that they drafted. And yeah, they definitely need a new offensive play call. I don't know what Sirianni's job is as a head coach, because I thought he was able to call plays, but apparently he's not. So they need to figure out it's mainly I feel like the coaching staff and Jalen Hurts all years what led to all this. But yeah, they need to figure all that out.
Go ahead, Early.
I mean, I was right. I didn't believe in the Eagles. I watched the games, a lot of close games. I'll give Jalen Hurts a break on the fact that, look, he ain't a terrible quarterback, but I just do feel like a lot of situations that that he had to clean up, he kind of put himself into. But all in all, he was hurt towards the end of the season. But I just didn't believe in the Eagles defense. A lot of them games they won. Reason why Brian Johnson's getting interviewed, because they went 11-6, man. They went 10-1 starting the season. So yeah, I never believed in the Eagles, watching their game. So I'm just happy that they finally came to the light and everybody can see what I saw.
Go ahead, Trent. Quick, y'all.
I mean, I thought that they was on lease win a wild card game. Like I wasn't expecting this happened. Is crazy. I mean James Giant. I said James Giant. James Bradbury, former Giants, my dog. But yeah, he ain't. He had a horrible game. It's been packing up for him all season. But I think Nick Sirianni. Yeah, you got to go. Brian Johnson. Shout out to Tyson. Yeah, my snake. He want to offer me at Florida. That's my guy. But that play calling is terrible. Keep calling these bubble screens on 2nd and 20, 3rd and 20. I'm sick of the play calling is bad. I ain't really gonna get on Jalen Hurts too much, because I feel like when this situation it's 60-40, the play calling.
Nah, it's low. I don't see anything.
It was just loading up. What was it?
I want y'all to see this. If it come up, but this is not coming up yet. Then, because I just want to show you how bad some of this nonsense is. If it's not loading, then go ahead, finish it.
I was gonna say. I mean, Yeah, they just got a lot of stuff doing the offseason, bro. It's really just the coaching, though, because I think the team they have one of the most talented teams in the league, one of the most talented
Without
offenses.
question.
And so,
Without
like
question.
the fact that they only won one game out of like 7, like the back half of the season, and then you lose to the Bucs, that's sad, bro. That's just pitiful.
And I also want to touch on this too, because people kept trying to crucify in the chat Jalen Hurts throwing check downs on 3rd and 9. To highlight what Trent said, when you throwing screens and shit all game, bro, it does not let your eye. So I don't know if y'all saw like the little Cam Tua had up there when he was showing you how he run practice and what the quarterback sees. When you're not throwing deep or intermediate routes, you can't get enough rhythm to start seeing that down the field. So when it's a crucial time later in the game and you've been throwing short shit all game, it's going to be very hard to see deep that routes down the field. So Jalen Hurts throwing that check down, that's pretty much off the game plan what they gave him. That's really all. I felt so bad for that dude. That's pretty much all he could see based off the rhythm they established for him. That game call, that dude need to be gone.
Can I just show you? Let me see if I can get this on the stage. Okay, here we go. This is what I want y'all to see, fellas, because this right here. Let me take my glasses off because I'm gonna give some of you people who don't know like conceptual football. I just want to show you what's going on in this picture and why I've said about this play calling all year on the remedial end, but I'm going to show you how bad this is, fellas. In chat, please just bear with me real quick. And this is what Jalen Hurts been dealing with all season. So just understand what this play right here, right? This person in the middle of the field with his green spaces, that's the ref, obviously. So the ref is not in the game. So that means there's no middle of the field defender. This is clearly man on the outside, or in the circle where it's red, man on the outside. So it's probably cover 0 because there's nobody up top. There's no safety. Usually if you get in a cover 0, that means let's see how many people are on the line. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 defenders. There's 6 offense blockers for the Eagles. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 7 rushers in the box for the Buccaneers. Loaded box. So with this information, you got something. The middle of the field is wide open. The outside receivers running a vertical route, and I don't know what these 2 guys on the outside are doing. I guess one guy's running the fade, and they're running slot fade with 2 verticals. I want you guys to know, in the history of football, this is never going to get it done. This is JV level football, and the fact that a NFL level coordinator, and this is the saddest part, fellas, there's a free hitter coming at Jalen. So you know what that means? This space with Devontae Smith one-on-one in the slot, you get him a quick slant or something, a hot route in this one-on-one situation. It should be a touchdown. Devontae Smith hitting his head on the goalpost. But this offense is so remedial compared to what it was the season before. And I've been showing you how remedial this thing has been all year. But I want you to know, if you peep what the 49ers did and what every other did the rest of the way, Trent, you watch all 22s, they playing cover 1 and press man all day long running. And you have A.J. Brown just running hitches and comebacks and then all vertical. The coaching is at a all-time minimum. Now, Jalen Hurts definitely did not play phenomenal. It didn't look like the MVP from last year. But the talent level, to me, didn't really change much offensively. The only thing that looked like to change to me was the goddamn scheme. And it has not looked good at all. And as much as we could say Jalen Hurts has been hurt and things of that nature, listen, Joe Burrow played hurt. Quarterback's going to play hurt. They're making $200 million plus. That's just the name of the beast. Bama already explained to y'all. A lot of these NFL players is playing through injuries that we not playing through. Baker Mayfield won a playoff game against the Eagles with bruised ribs and a sprained ankle. And I promise you he took a shot. That's why he's smelling salt himself before he go back out there. So that's all I want to put out there for the Jalen Hurts things. I'm not going to violate. And fellas, you know what the saddest part? They running press 0. They running 0 man, fellas. No drag route, no slant, no crossers, no picks,
no pick play, none of that.
No man beaters at all. I can't tell you how a quarterback succeeds in that.
Also this too. I'm sorry. I gotta call out Quez Watkins, Devontae Smith, that tight end that was out there. For them,
Goddard. Yeah,
it gotta be on them because for that dude to not have no hot route, J-Rob, bro, you know that's an instant check. J-Rob,
Right,
we
come
go up to
on.
the huddle. We see 7 people on the line of scrimmage. Bro, they are on the Trent. They was on the line, my nigga. Like,
Man, this
they not even
101, bro.
letting
This is
they not even
101 game.
disguising it. They
Yeah,
said, hey, bro, we about to sit in the house and we 1-on-1 on the outside.
There's no
You know
shell.
for a
No
fact,
shell.
Trent, them dudes is instantly finna be like, hey, yo, hot. Even the receivers supposed to look and be like, hey, I'm hot.
Your hot route is a
supposed to look and see that.
Your hot route is a 15-yard out, Bama. That's your hot route. A 15-yard out.
The fact that if you go back to that picture J-Rob put up, he put a question mark by those 2 outside receivers. Bro, I almost lost it, bro. I was like, bro, it's no way.
Yeah, that's play calling.
It's no way, bro. It's no way, bro.
That's
I
why
know
Smitty
for a
is
fact. I
number
know
one.
how football go. I know how football go. The NFL is not that much more intricate. I know a hot route was supposed to be in there.
Yeah,
Off of that look, J-Rob, that's an elementary blitz look.
And the sad part is, fellas, they didn't hide it. They did not
They didn't
hide
hide it.
That's
Early, what you
said?
say?
They didn't hide it.
Smitty isn't a number one. That's why.
Hold on, G, baby, because you might not be able to come in on this. We got to get to the super chat on. Both great players, but did the Lions screw up not drafting Gonzo?
I think Gibbs is
I like
working
and
out
I like Brian Branch. Brian Branch has been very underrated for how he's been this year. And then Salsavelli, what would be the dream Super Bowl matchup this year for y'all as far as storylines and matchups? At this point,
Them storyline is over now.
I
think Ravens 49 is the rematch for sure. Yeah, the rematch. G baby, go ahead.
Yeah, I know we gotta go.
Because I gotta make an announcement to the chat at the end, so I need you to
that's fine. I'm not gonna take too long. So because I was originally gonna sit here and be like, I get Nick Sirianni was bad this year. What does he do? But I don't think you can fire him. And then I remembered how much of a child he is. Then I remembered how a grown man acts so petty and a child not becoming of a head coach to where your quarterback has to tell you to chill. Has to tell you to calm down.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
And
That was in the
clips are
playoffs.
resurfacing after and then the clips are resurfacing of when they beat the Chiefs. Him
He's in the
screaming in the
camera.
tunnel. Yeah. He's a child.
Shut up, Chiefs.
Also, too, y'all talking about you guys basically let it in perfect. Brian Johnson, he's only been in the NFL for 3 years.
What?
And he's the OC.
What?
And he's only been in the a graphic came up on the screen. 3rd year in the NFL. First season as OC.
How is he calling? What?
Why is he
Nick
calling
Sirianni and shout out to Trey because he helped me confirm this. Nick Sirianni is under the Frank Reich era, so he's technically a Doug Peterson disciple.
Mhm.
He's technically under that tree.
Shout out to my guy Dougie P.
Shout out Dougie P. And he does nothing.
Get him a
And
dog at quarterback. He'll be good.
Crazy.
Nasty
And
word.
Sirianni does nothing. Sirianni does nothing.
But I will say this.
Like, what does he do?
Can I
He
just
does
comment on
nothing.
that? I always tell y'all though, I don't look at my coaches based off who they are. My head coach is strictly off them X's and O's. Because it's still up to him to hire them coordinators. Now he needs to know them X's and O's for sure. But I do agree, he needs to figure out better adjustments. But I think it's okay to have coordinators and things do their job.
That's fine. But if your coordinators aren't doing their job, you as the head coach,
that's why he did the
math
malpractice. But I will say last part, and shout out to AJ Brown. It also needs to be a personnel concern too, fellas. Let's just be completely honest. On the defensive end, them linebackers, not it. It's one of the worst linebacking groups I've ever seen.
Corners too. They're too old.
James Bradbury's unwillingness to tackle in James Bradbury. I'm sorry, I don't know
The whole
bro.
team.
I can't play corner to the NFL level that you could play at. But James Bradbury, I'm sorry, Riddle, you're probably not gonna get to go because I gotta make this announcement. So
No, you good. You good.
I'll let you get it off on the next show because just
You
the
good.
announcement for it. James Bradbury, as one football player to another, I don't care that I don't play in the NFL. I promise you my effort on them tackles would have been way better. Your effort to go make tackles with the hopes and dreams of Philadelphia, the fan base, your teammates, that effort tackling was piss poor. And I know corners don't want to be big hitters and things of that nature, but your job is still to get the guy on the ground. And your effort in Florida conditions, you're in Florida, Tampa Bay, and your decision to tackle, absolutely awful. And I think you'll get better from it, but that was a terrible display of effort. And most of your other players too. But to be honest, the way people have talked about you, you could come into this game and make a name for yourself and change the narrative. And I think you just let people double down on it. So definitely need to be better. Now, announcement time before we slide. Me and Bama are bringing a new element to the press box. Fellas, we've already discussed this with y'all, but we got to let the chat know. So, chat, y'all know that we have a ranking system. To this week, rankings is at 0. But now we doing it even bigger. Press box is Monday Night Raw. Open field is the new NXT. And so how we plan on doing it with these rankings is we're going to put the power of the panel back in the chat's hands. So with that being said, every week after the rankings come out, me and Bam are going to take the bottom 2 finishers in the rankings for the press box, and we're going to take the top 2 finishers in open field. And we're going to take them to start every show, every new rankings, every new date. There will be a head-to-head clash. What is it? A 3-minute battle? 3-minute battle? 3-minute battle. I think best 2 out of 3. Quick battles. You got to be concise and bring that heat. 3-minute battles. Best 2 out of 3 to start the shows. The chat votes on the winners and losers. Now, chat, please be objective. Do not take your bias for any panelist. We are asking you. Me and Bama are truly asking you to pick strictly on who has the best take in that moment. But it's a way for us to keep these guys hungry and so maybe some new faces to come through the cracks and shine. So I just want to make sure y'all know to look out for that. Make sure I keep these boys humble. And fellas, welcome back to the press box, boys.
Welcome back, baby. Welcome back.
Chat, we love you. We see you later. Bama, you want to say anything in the chat before I end the stream?
You muted.
You muted.
I guess not. You don't want to say nothing, huh?
You muted, Bama.
Still muted.
Hey, he's out here dropping a speech, bro. Bars. Can't hear nothing.
Oh shit.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, bro. You know me, McNasty, bro. I got a little podcast I got coming on where I talk about more than just sports, man. We talk about everything, relationship advice, females, you know what I'm saying, the entertainment, all that. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat in them Discord soon, bro. I'm gonna need y'all to come over there and run that up, start liking, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can hop on with us. We're gonna have females up in there, man. So y'all boys need to, you know, calm down, bro. I know a lot of internet cats need to see the opposite sex a little bit. So we're gonna have them coming on giving y'all advice on how to get a girl. It's the best advice. Why not know how to get a girl from a girl? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, dog, come over there, come check us out. I'm gonna drop them links in them Discords, them chats. But let me help us run it up.
Yes, Sirski. We'll see y'all later. Go sub Black Sensei Society tonight, 9:30. You dig?